Kid Jackson, Jesus Christ. You cool?
Realize slaves used to tell jokes.
Okay.
Slaves used to perform.
Wait, I'm ready. First off, of course, happy Black History Month. I guess realistically, I mean, shout out to everybody who made it back here. If you are listening to my voice right now, we are back to normal programs. I guess I kind of got to start off. One thing cool about, I guess, when Black History start back off, it's a little bit hard to kind of figure out exactly how you want to start the episode because you literally all over social media. There's so much content that you probably haven't seen. So many people are rolling out just different sound bites, different clips of different moments in Black history. So I'm not going to try to, I will each week start off with some cool, different new Black history facts. As a matter of fact, before we even get into this episode, rest in peace to, what's my man name who played oh my God, and Red Fox, what's the name of the show? What is it called? Sanford and Son? Mm-hmm. Yeah, rest in peace to the son who played, what's his? Lamont. He played Lamont. Yeah, Lamont on Sanford and Son. Rest in peace to him. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like, especially if you are over, would you probably feel like you gotta be over like 35 and over. If you're 35 and over, I'm almost sure that you kind of grew up watching that show. And maybe not physically like watching it yourself, but it's been on so much that you kind of know all the characters, you know all the sayings in the show. It was kind of like, I mean, of course, because most of us were too young to actually know what we were watching, but it was just one of those shows. It was constantly, especially if your grandparents kind of raised you a little bit or you went over your grandparents' house a lot. I'm sure that Sanford and Son was like one of them shows where you kind of like, and I almost feel like it was one of them shows that probably was like the first show, like, and I could be tripping, but I feel like it was the first show that kind of got what they call it, syndicated, because I felt like it was literally always on, because I don't know what day of the week it came on. I felt like it was literally always on. Like anytime I'm at my grandma's house, I feel like it was on. Like anytime you cut, maybe like, was it like on Nick at Night or one? I don't know which one of them channels it was on, but I just almost feel like that John was literally always on consistently. So again, rest in peace to him. I believe he passed away, I want to say it's 71. And it's so crazy because it's like 71 sound young, and then for again how young I was watching that show, I'm like, damn, if he only 71, I mean, of course, because 71 ain't old, but it's like, damn, how old was he when he was shooting them shows? And that kind of always make you laugh a little bit on how old people used to look back then. Because think about what you sit here saying, like, we talking about when you watching that show when you was probably like 5, 6, 7 years old, and he probably looked like he was 40 then.
Mm-hmm. But he probably wasn't. He just looked older.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
That's just like what, even with the lady from Home Alone.
Oh yeah, rest in peace to her too. I mean, it's Black History Month, so I ain't want to put her in early in the joke. But she is one of them. I'm not going to listen to what I'm saying. I don't want to be one of those people because you got to do highlight good white people or white people who kind of infiltrated the culture in a positive way. And Home Alone is one of them movies that 90% of us was raised on, and you kind of probably seen Home Alone multiple times. So I do want to sit here and say rest in peace to the mom that played in Home Alone as well.
Yeah, but you think about like even when that was shot, like, all right, she was playing the mother
for sure, but this is what I'm saying though. But she didn't look as old as he looked. Nigga, he looked like he was 40. She was somebody's mother, but she didn't look old compared to like her 71 and his 71. Okay, cool. It seemed like, all right, that seemed like that could be her age for right now. But for him, I feel like he was supposed to be like if I see him saying rest in peace, I feel like he should have been pushing like 85, 90. Just off of what I'm saying, what he looked like on screen when I was that young. I'm like, nigga, he looked like he was 40 back when I was 5.
JJ?
Probably. Like, because I feel like JJ character was kind of like, maybe because JJ character just came off younger. Like JJ character seemed like I ain't gonna say like a kid, but he seemed like he was like late teens, early 20s, where Lamont character was like, he felt like he was a grown-ass man. Like he had his own business and everything. Or well, he was co-running the business with his dad. So it's like his character didn't come off like a younger man. His character came off like he was a grown ass man.
I think they just looked, like you said, they looked older. They looked older back then.
Yeah, they look super old. So, but let's start again. Like I said, let's start the episode a little bit with just some.
72.
That's my point. Like, I mean, maybe like just that time frame just seems so long ago. So maybe that's just why I just feel like he's supposed to be just way older than what he was.
I realize slaves used to.
No, that's not the one I wanted to start with. This
was it. Did you know Black communities built over 5,000 schools across the American South when the government refused to educate their children? In the early 1900s, segregation laws across the southern United States made it nearly impossible for black children to receive proper education. White schools were funded. Black schools were neglected. Some had no buildings at all. Children were taught in churches, in cabins, in homes, sometimes under trees. The government knew, but it did nothing. Then something unexpected happened. A businessman named Julius Rosenwald partnered with black educator Booker T. Washington to create a plan that would change education for millions. Instead of waiting for help, they asked black communities to help build their own schools. With financial support added from Rosenwald's fund, families donated land. Parents raised money. Men worked construction after long days in the fields. Women cooked meals for workers. Children watched classrooms rise from bare ground. Between 1917 and 1932, more than 5,000 schools, teacher homes, and vocational buildings were built across 15 southern states. From Alabama to Mississippi to Georgia to North Carolina to Texas, these schools educated over 1/3 of all black children in the South at the time. Some of America's greatest black leaders studied in Rosenwald schools. Doctors, teachers, lawyers, civil rights leaders, all born from buildings America never wanted to provide. These schools weren't fancy, but they were bright, well-designed for sunlight, clean, organized. They became centers of black communities. Hope lived there. But as segregation officially ended and public schools integrated, many Rosenwald schools were abandoned. Some were torn down, some forgotten. Only a few remain today. Yet their impact shaped generations. This is not just a story about buildings. It's a story about refusal, about a government that failed its people, and about communities that said, if you won't educate our children, we will. The Rosenwald schools proved something powerful. Education was never given to Black America. It was built by Black America. Not every hero makes it into textbooks. Histora brings them back. Follow Histora for more truth.
Again, like I said, happy Black History Month. Let me just remind me.
He was 25.
At that time?
He's playing the role of a 35-year-old.
Okay, that makes sense.
They said 31.
Huh?
They said he was 31.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at, he said, what's his name? Red Fox was 50 and he was 25. And they were supposed to be playing, like I said, Red Fox was playing the 65-year-old father, and Lamont was supposed to be 35-year-old son.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. So at least, I mean, I wasn't too, yeah.
He was 71 when he died.
It says, oh, damn, I thought I seen something that said 71. Okay,
Yeah,
well, 79.
That was
Oh, the 71, and okay, he was 79. Okay, cool. Again, like I said, rest in peace to him. That is one of, like I said, those are one of those shows like that, MASH. It's like a handful of shows where you kind of,
I mean, because if you think about, I mean, if you say how he looked at that,
that's not as bad. When you just said it, it kind of it make a little bit more sense. But I mean, of course, right now, 20, it's not too many 25. No, that's what I'm saying. Today's 25-year-old couldn't play a 35-year-old on TV. You can't think of a 25-year-old right now at the top of your head that could play somebody 35.
No, I mean, I kind of think it's kind of backwards. Like a 25 probably can play a 15-year-old or something like that, like a younger.
Yeah, you can play somebody younger, but they can't play somebody older. Where in his case, you basically saying he was playing somebody 10 years older his age. Again, like I said, rest in peace. And I do work real quick just because I don't know how many people actually watched the verses that was on Friday, and it was Hit-Boy versus Mike Will. And this the comment. And you know what I love about this, because we kind of always get that conversation on, like, because podcasters, I feel like a lot of them just don't be outside. So even when it comes to like their takes and their opinions, it just be from like what you personally may like. And I think to me, the sweet spot, even for me, I always want to speak for what I like, but I still want to know what outside really feel like. And if you got to watch in real time where it was like Mike Will versus Hit-Boy was almost like what Hit-Boy represented everything that you listen to in hip hop media. And I want to sit here and say this real quick, and it may be a hot take, but if you really think about it, it's not a hot take. I feel like hip hop media has literally watered down the male hip hop space. And the reason why I'll say that is, and then I'll get into the breakdown of the verses, is because if you look at it, because I follow, of course, a lot of the female rappers, a lot of them go on tour with no problem. And these be the people that you don't even hear their names in no conversation. Like, you can't tell me a podcast that you cut on outside of this one that you cut on and you hear, or probably Poor Minds, and that's because they women, and they kind of, a lot of the popular women are from their area because they from Houston, so they interview a lot of the popular younger women coming up in the hip hop space. But they get to do tour. Like, I'm looking at who about to be on tour right now? Mona Leo about to be on tour again, and also Kendrick Lamar about to be on tour again. Bunna B about to put out some new music. But all of these women are on tours and be able to move around freely, where there's kind of no expectation on them. You're not checking to see if their tour dates are sold out. They can put out their music and it can chart and it can do numbers and their tours be sold out. Like Mona Leo on a second, she added a whole new leg of her tour and about to go on the jump with Summer Walker. So the Summer Walker don't kick into the summer. She literally about to start her whole second leg throughout this like little winter going into spring, and then she's gonna be right back on tour with Summer Walker. But that's my whole point. If they get to move freely because they're not in the conversations of the Joe Buttons and the academics where they constantly just tearing down hip hop people, and you only kind of bigging up certain women, where these women can kind of move up under the radar, hit super big records, and their tours be sold out. Where they don't have to even play the numbers game like and that's why they probably get to drop so much music, because I don't got to worry about academics super criticizing my stuff. I don't got to worry about living up to the expectations of whoever, whatever podcast. Like, I really think if y'all really pay attention to it, just pay attention to how free the female hip hop space get to move around, and where they over criticize the men. And I think because so many people, and a lot of people just don't know how to put their head down and do the work, man, they listen to the criticism, so it kind of waters them down. But again, going back into the Friday conversation on from the verses where Hit-Boy was playing some of them super lyric. He was like, man, Jones, did you hear people brag about it, how fire? Like, think about it. Hit-Boy played that ASAP Rocky A-Train Jones. So many people speak, oh, how crazy A-Train was. That's one of the best posse cuts of this generation, and this, that, and the third. Man, he played that shit. Them people just looked at him like, when you about to, is you for real? Like, I'm on Twitter and Threads in real time, and niggas was like, oh, this nigga's getting smoked because there's real people in there.
If when they're doing the producer thing, I think it should be the 2-screen. I don't like that. Like,
yeah, the live joint wasn't good for because they don't have the personalities
like,
for it.
And that's why I think that takes a lot of the or out of it. Because like I said, you play those songs, but it's not the same. Like when you break,
you can't say that, because when Mike Will played them, goddamn, when he played them Futures, man,
he played them, but that's what I'm saying. I think it kind of takes the or out of, like I said, if you even when he broke down that song, what was it? Which one was that?
The Nipsey Hussle jump?
Was it the Nipsey Hussle? I don't think it might have been the Ace. Was it the Ace one? It was one of them joints when he broke down. He's playing the original, how he found, you know what I'm saying, how he got the beat, and then he.
It may have been the Ace Rocky jump.
That's what I'm saying. I think when you're doing the producer, it needs to be the 2 screens, like where, hey, I came up with this idea off of this.
No, I think it just depends on the producers. I do agree. I agree, and I agree and I disagree. I think just this one was because it was like it's the battle of 2 words. It's like Mike Will represents outside, like, and you felt like, and let's be clear, and he kind of like almost like. His outside kind of almost teetered off a little bit going into the 20s. Like when you go into 2020, Mike Will ain't really went as crazy in like since like 2020. So a lot of his joints was even still early in the 2015, 2016. Like he didn't have a bunch of crazy brand new records, but the whole point, because if that was Metro Boomin, it would have been 100 times worse for Hit-Boy. But that's my point. Is like what niggas tell you, like sit on their podcast and like, yeah, cool. You speaking from an old man who don't even go outside. And that's why I even say with the workout thing is like, because at least if you working out, you kind of got to go into a different bag of listening to music. Because when you especially don't feel like doing it, you got to get some shit that kind of make you feel a little bit more useful or youthful, and to be able to push through your jumps. When this nigga was, I'm talking about literally every song outside of Niggas with Paris, bro, it was quiet for that nigga. And he was holding that, like, this is what I'm telling you. And he made me say, I'm talking about Mike Will wipe the floor with this nigga so bad. He made me be like, damn, Future may got a better catalog than everybody. Y'all keep screaming out big three. Future may got a better catalog than all them niggas. Because the whole entire night, the biggest response was Future records. Every time, I'm talking about this nigga came with a Beyonce joke. That nigga Mike Will said, don't even worry about it. Future, boom, the whole crowd. I'm talking about they going crazy every time he dropped a Future song. This nigga Hit-Boy was going Beyonce. He was going the Clips. He was going Nas. That Nas shit, man. Niggas looked at him. Are you dumb? And that's just my point. I think sometimes because it's 2 different worlds, and I hate that people try to act like music.
But what do we? That's what I'm saying. Like, are you going off of how it moves the crowd, or was it?
But this what I'm saying.
You can't.
I'm gonna tell you why you have to do this, and that's why I think niggas got to. I think for hip hop podcasts, I challenge y'all to start to get into different. Talk about something else, because some of these music don't need to have no real crazy deep dives in the first place. Like, it's not, this is music, niggas. How do it make you feel? If I'm listening to it, if I'm like, for women, hey, that's why women get to enjoy music differently, because as a man, like when I'm listening to the baby that I can't shake my ass, so I'm trying to listen to what he about to say in the verse. He ain't saying shit. But as a woman, they get the benefit of, and guess what, he make the song? He ain't making it for me. If I'm not about to sit here and bend my ass and shake and do a TikTok to it, this not for me, but it's for women, and they get to enjoy it. Niggas be trying to deep dive, and music ain't nothing to deep dive. This ain't a sport, dog.
He played the Feeling Myself joint, and it wasn't no women in there. Like, that shit looked like a sausage fest in there.
Nah, because if it was a song, no, you tripping. They was singing that. Feeling myself, that was probably one of his biggest jokes.
It wasn't nobody. It wasn't singing along to it.
Okay, so how can you say they wasn't singing along to that? But then when Mike Will went into that goddamn Sierra and Future back, everybody and their mother was singing.
It wasn't. Like I said, that thing looked like a sausage fest. It wasn't no females in there. I don't. Like I said, it didn't look. To me personally, like I said, when you do the verses, when it comes to producer, I think it should just be the two screens. You in your studio, I'm in my studio. That crowd didn't, like I said, that crowd really didn't do it no favor. And then on top of it, you barely heard any of Hit-Boy's songs. Like whatever his sound system was turned down when he started playing his shit was turned down. Like I said, that feeling myself, you didn't hear it. I mean,
out of all the songs he played, probably that by far was my favorite. And outside of Niggas with Paris, but again, when we talking about music gotta make you feel something. And I'm telling you, the hip hop podcast, watered down and made y'all niggas think that music is supposed to be something completely different from what it's actually supposed to do. It's supposed to make you feel away. When I listen to Jeezy, and that's why when I was listening to a random Jeezy song and I was in the gym, and I sit here and say, it's crazy how niggas be hyping up and gassing up Pusha T and Jay-Z Jones, not sitting here knocking it like they do got some hard Jones. Jay-Z get out of his body every time you get on the jump with Pusha T, but it don't make you feel like Jeezy and Jay-Z on Go Crazy. That nigga Jeezy was talking so greasy. I'm like, oh, this nigga Jeezy really had people thinking they could really just get a brick and get this shit off by lunchtime. You could not do it, but you're in your mind listening to Jeezy make you feel like you could be Big Meech. And that's my point, is when niggas be breaking down music, like when he playing that stupid feature, like Hit-Boy was so mad that Mike Will won a Grammy for la-dee-da-dee-da, and that is music supposed to make you feel something. Oh, you listen to him say, and I promise you, go back and I gotta start going back and listening to some of the bad takes these niggas gave you. Everybody in their mother, just no way in hell y'all thought that the Clips was going to beat Kendrick Lamar on anything today. The Grammys, Kendrick Lamar belt the ass to them niggas. GNX, I told y'all how hard that shit was. But niggas be in denial because you trying to do lyrical. You can't, dog. You stupid niggas who want to break down music bar by bar, niggas start talking about politics. Break down some shit that niggas got to really use their brain to. I'm listening to music because I want to turn up and have a good time. I ain't trying to sit here and feel like I'm reading a fucking book. Music ain't meant for me to read a book to, dog. Niggas be trying too hard, and that shit be, when I was listening to that, I was like, thank you, Mike Will. Keep wiping this nigga ass. I'm talking about Mike Will belt the ass, and shout out to Mike Will for being a real nigga, having Big Bank talk through his shit. And that's what that was Big Bank. And that's what I'm talking about, what I love about Atlanta niggas just doing Atlanta nigga shit. I came to your city, your town, and put dick on the table and told you to hold it. You got all these big names. You can't even get none of these motherfuckers to come to your shit. Like, where the fuck? And that's why I'm talking about where rappers, they piss me off. Rowdy Rich, your bitch ass scared to even put out a song. How the fuck are you not right there with Hit-Boy? Why aren't you right there with Hit-Boy performing racks in the middle? I don't know. I don't care. I don't Rowdy Rich. This one, I'm going to go into a longer list of niggas. I don't care what they ever do again. I don't care. Rowdy Rich should have been there, though. It's nowhere in hell. Nobody ain't checking for you. You don't got a song moving on now. It's nowhere in hell. That big platform, and that's again why I said shout outs to Mike Will. Mike Will brought out Big Bank. He ain't had to bang out Big Bank, but he did that because that's a good look for Big Bank. He brought out Ray Sherman. Niggas, oh, Ray Sherman ain't gonna come back. Shut the fuck up. Y'all niggas don't know what y'all be talking about. Y'all just be talking, dog. Like, I'm so tired of fucking podcast niggas. I be feeling like when I be seeing other people be like, I'm be cool on y'all niggas. I be like, damn, what the fuck did I just listen to this shit for? I ain't get no new information. You ain't put me on the shit. Y'all niggas just be talking. Like, put me on to some shit that I need to be put on to. And we're going to talk about that in 2 seconds when I get to Joe Budden and Andrew fucking Schultz. But again, shout out to Mike Will for putting belt to fucking ass to goddamn Hit-Boy. And I do want to play this one dude. I seen this little nigga who did a breakdown on, I did agree with him. And shout out to everybody. Again, we back. I hope y'all are moving around the snow safety. Oh, we gonna get to that. And I'm glad, you know what I'm tell you what I love about that snowstorm? I guarantee y'all, a lot of y'all probably squinched y'all face up and looked at me like I was crazy when we was talking about gentrification like 2 weeks ago. I guarantee you some of y'all wish I had them white neighbors, because them white motherfuckers got on them cameras and them streets got fucking clean. So again, we definitely go, because I love that black people got on the internet and they showed their ass too.
It's time to come to terms with the fact that hip-hop no longer respects New York musically, bro. And I think, honestly, it's our fault. I just got finished watching the verses, as you can see, between Mike Will Made It and Hit-Boy. First and foremost, clinic of a verses. Those men put on an absolute clinic. They went haymaker for haymaker, hit song for hit song. The best music that has been played in a verses, I think, ever. But when I say that New York no longer gets respect musically, is because Hit-Boy has 6 albums with Nas, right? And he only played one song from those 6 albums, which was Spicy. In my opinion, that is the best song that they have together, right? But it's what happened when he played that song. Crickets, bro. Absolute crickets. You could hear a pin drop. Nobody cared, bro. And the song before that, Dance to Make Her Dance by Juicy J, and that building was upside fucking down, bro. And we can't say it's regional bias because he played Click and everybody was singing that whole verse word for word. So it's not regional bias. We in New York have been stuck in this nostalgia loop and in this wonder fairy tale land that we think our word is superior than everybody else's when everybody's laughing at us, bro. We don't make good music, man. And we haven't for a very fucking long time. While everybody's updated their iOS and their ear and we're stuck in Windows 95. And it's time to change that, bro. I don't want to keep talking about the same problem. I'm not a problems person. I'm a solutions person. And when I keep talking about this, I'm like trying to find a solution. But I keep getting pushback from the same motherfuckers that are living in a basement and refuse to come up for air, bro. This got to stop, bro, because I'm from New York and I love my city. I love the artists that come from my city. I love the legacy of my city. We're the Mecca, for crying out loud, bro.
Yeah, I don't know about the Mecca thing no more. I mean, them days have been past probably almost damn near 30 years ago now. But again, like I said, shout outs to Mike Will, dog. And you know what? Sometimes it's almost better to have like a cult type of street hit than have like a crazy mainstream hit. Because sometimes certain songs you don't get tired of if it's kind of just like a street hit. Because when that Future came on, I'm itching, I haven't heard that song in so long, so that shit felt so nostalgic where it was like, oh, this nigga just went his bag. And you gotta think about how crazy Mike Will only played one of his Drake Jones. And that's probably one. He got some new Drake Jones, like because Trouble and Drake had a song and Mike Will produced that whole Trouble album. Like he didn't even go into that bag. He left that alone. That's how crazy them Future songs run. When that and that's what the difference is. And listen to what I'm saying. I almost literally want to sit here and say it may depend on who DJing. Like if Future went against Drake in a versus and he had DJ Esco DJing his jump, because I'm really sitting here saying I honestly think the Future songs if Drake win, it's gonna be by a hair length of a win. Because if you go they're both of their Rihanna songs. I'm going, what's that? Love and affection. I don't want to hit what's my name? Whatever the fuck that silly ass Rihanna and Drake song is. Say my name, I forgot how the fuck that shit go. But that goddamn Future and Rihanna, and that's the difference between like some songs that be like so catchy and so corny that you don't really care if you hear it again. But that goddamn Future, you never going to see here. If you play that joint in front of some real Rihanna, real Future fans, and you play that goddamn you put, man, the whole crowd gonna go crazy, though. I'm telling you, don't sleep on Future. Y'all keep having that big three conversation. Y'all can say that shit for the internet. Because if you go outside, I'm telling you, it's only out of all of them newer, older 2010 niggas, it's only two niggas that you can give like 45-minute set to. And if you a DJ, you feel like I'm comfortable, ain't nobody gonna ask me to come and change it. And that's Future and that's Drake. And them beats are the only two niggas that I would kind of want to see go like a clean head-to-head jump, because Future, I think a lot of people don't give Future a lot of credit because Future don't do no interviews. Again, because I feel like the South don't have no crazy podcast to really be just like, the South don't have their version of Joe Budden. So it's kind of like where it's like, that's why Future don't get the credit that he probably realistically really deserve. But when I watch that Mike Will jump, every time that nigga hit that Future glass, man, that crowd went so goddamn crazy. Even that Sierra Jones, man, again, shout out to Mike Will, though. He put on the goddamn clinic. If y'all haven't watched that versus, I feel like I probably realistically put way more gas on it than it actually is, because that shit was kind of boring. But
that shit was like, what the?
I was watching it too while I was in the gym, so I was on the treadmill anyway. So it was like I wasn't going nowhere anyway. So I just made myself get through it. I ain't about to sit here and make it seem like, oh, this was one of the greatest verses that you had to go watch. But it was just, that was just some of my takeaways.
And that's what I was just like, oh, how many all these like got wrong with 100 niggas?
What you mean?
I mean, because they're producers. Like, I'm just like, is that how it is? Like,
but you know, but Mike Will got a company, so I mean, I'm sure he bought like some of those people. I don't think he make all the beats himself, so I'm sure his ear drummers thing is a actual like, and that's probably the difference between him and Hit-Boy. Hit-Boy probably do a lot of his own stuff by himself, and Mike Will probably do a lot with a lot of other people. So I mean, of course, I'm sure he gonna that like I'm saying. I mean, of course, how many people don't get that opportunity to get up on Apple Music? That's a free chance to kind of, I mean, you know, like promote yourself. Again, that's why I said shout outs to him for bringing Big Bank on there, because how many times do you actually get that opportunity to just to be on that platform? So again, like I said, shout outs to Mike Will. Again, like I said, if you need something to watch, if you didn't watch it, I say watch it just so you can kind of get your own opinion. You can judge it for.
I was looking for it. I'm like, Dad, what time did it fucking come on?
Came on at 8:30.
Shit, it couldn't. It went off. It ain't last long then.
Not like an hour.
Yeah, it ain't. I'm about to say, because when I came in, I was like, damn, this shit.
Yeah, like it was off by like an hour. But again, like I said, I do want to get into a conversation, and I guess I have a conversation before we get into, I guess, like local stuff. This is my last little kind of and this is not even a hip hop rant. This is kind of like an old man rant, but it's like about people's taste bud when it comes to even just listening, I guess, to podcasts. I see a lot of people because, I mean, of course, Andrew Schultz is on here. And if people who don't know who Andrew Schultz is, Andrew Schultz has a podcast with Charlamagne. It's called The Brilliant Idiots. He also has his own podcast with his group of comedian friends, and it's called Flagrant. What's it called? Flagrant 2, I believe. And of course, he interviewed a lot of politicians, but I mean, of course, the one he got the most backlash for is because he had Trump on his joint, and a lot of people because Andrew Schultz, Joe Rogan, Theo Von. No, he had. Before when Trump was doing his
little run around.
When he was doing his run around, he was doing all the different podcasts. So I guess my talking point of it is why are so many people? And I understand why. The only reason why I'm sitting here say why are so many people mad at Andrew Schultz for having Trump on there, but y'all not mad at people like Joe Budden who never use his platform for no politicians. So it's like, and the reason why I say that is because I'm never expecting, and I sit here and say, and I'm not saying this to kind of like ish on white people, but I'm never expecting no white person to put. That's why people be surprised, and that's why people be so quick to give out cookout invites. I'm never surprised about a white person getting in line with white people. I tell y'all that all the time. I told y'all about that when they get in line with the Caitlin Clark shit or whatever. They just get in line for their people. So I'm never expecting, and maybe some people just like, I feel like maybe y'all mad at Andrew Schultz, but you really maybe just mad at Charlamagne for introducing y'all to Andrew Schultz. I don't necessarily know why you hold him to such a high standard where you felt like he shouldn't have been in bed with Trump. But again, I always will ask, how many black people actually listen to Andrew Schultz? How many of y'all ever bought a ticket to go see Andrew Schultz somewhere? And I can kind of even tie that into Sexyy Red because I don't even have to do a crazy long deep dive on Sexyy Red. I don't give a fuck where she performing at because guess what? I'm never going to give Sexyy Red $1. So Sexyy Red had to go perform at somebody's wedding ceremony or Trump or whatever. Let me tell you why I don't care. Because I'm never, me out of my pocket, I'm still going to, if Hellcats, SRTs, come on, I'm still going to rap it. I'm not going to skip Sexyy Red shit. You know why? Because she's in her 20s and I'm never personally going to I'm not buying a Sexyy Red t-shirt. I ain't buying a Sexyy Red concert ticket. Nothing. I'm going to listen to some Sexyy Red songs, but that's it. So that people will sit here, like, I don't even know. I hate it. And I understand, like, some of these blog pages, I see how y'all trying to finesse it. Like, look, it's not just Nicki Minaj, it's Michael Blackson and this. Dog, I ain't going on Michael Blackson show. I don't care. I'm telling you, like, it be certain people where I be feeling like you get too invested and too upset about certain shit. When I'm asking you, do you support them people? Because again, and the reason why I brought Ty Joe Budden into this, because he had the audacity to sit here, and I'm going to play the clip of him. He had the audacity to say, hey, why none of y'all rappers talking about the ICE stuff? But I had my question for Joe Budden is, nigga, you criticize Kamala Harris for having Meg Thee Stallion and all them people on the stage. So when they did use their platforms to endorse a president, nigga, you didn't endorse nobody. And you criticize them for endorsing them. So how are you mad that rappers now ain't talking about what's going on in Minnesota? That shit is retarded. Think about what I'm sitting here saying right now. Who does that make sense to? And the sad thing is, I'm not mad at him because when I go look at the comment section, I see grown men agreeing with him. And so I'm like, oh, he's talking to a stupid audience. And that made me feel bad for even listening to the niggas. I'm like, I ain't this stupid. And I'm never just getting in line for just pure bullshit. A nigga never gonna sit here and tell me your platform, you record in the same areas, Ebro, Breakfast Club, and all of them use their platforms and have multiple different politicians on their joint. All of y'all shows is based around hip hop. And all of you, this nigga's in a room full of people 40 and over. How do y'all say I'm gonna play his clip. I'm telling y'all, for 2026, I gotta call out the bullshit. And I get it, a lot of people just get in line because a lot of y'all just as bad as the academics crowd. Well, he got a bunch of views and he getting paid and this. I don't give a fuck. A nigga not gonna be able to just tell me anything and sit here and piss on me and tell me, oh, I'm pulling out rosé on you. No, nigga, this is piss. Tell me why you never had your podcast. You every time when you feel like you popping your shit, man, I got the biggest black podcast. So why you don't use your big ass black podcast? Why don't you use your audience and get your audience hip to what politicians that they should be voting for? Instead of sitting here complaining about 20-year-olds not using their voice. Niggas is looking for Anthony Edwards to sit here and be some goddamn politics. Like, what the fuck? I'm not. Anthony Edwards can't keep his dick in his pants. Why the fuck do I care what Anthony Edwards think about what's going on in Minnesota? I don't care that he play there. Anthony Edwards can't even choose the right baby mother. You expect I'm supposed to think Anthony Edwards gonna give me some super fire ass advice about a politician? Come on, though. What the fuck are we talking about? But y'all allow 50-year-olds, 45-year-olds to sit here and put the pressure on 20-year-olds? Tell me what rapper right now off the top of y'all head y'all want to hear to sit here and tell you about what's going on in Minnesota. Because the niggas that everybody listen to, you don't want to hear nothing. I don't, man, listen to what I'm saying. This is why I got.
That's the problem right there.
What? What's the problem?
No, that's what I'm saying. You don't want to hear from them.
So why should they? So this is my point. So why should niggas be in the comment section? Amen and a nigga who's almost 50 years old looking for 20-year-olds to say something. You can use your platform. You talk every fucking day for a living. Their job ain't to tell me about who I should vote for or nothing like that. I'm not expecting that from them. But again, when Meg and all of them went on there, all y'all clown ass niggas felt some type of, why Meg up there? How do you crucify Meg and Glow and all of them who supported Kamala? Use their platform, use their time to actually go support her. Who the fuck did he bring up there? They literally just had a New Jersey fucking jump for their mayor. Was they there? No. The fuck are we talking about, dog? That be my point. And that the audience is so fucking stupid that nobody don't say nothing. Niggas just be like, it's cool. Yeah, Joe, yeah. Man, y'all niggas is crazy.
I mean, my only thing is I think the song lasts longer than a podcast one lasts.
Huh?
Putting out a song, it would last. You know what I'm saying? Like the whatchamacallit, Lil Baby joint. Like that. That's like you still hear that. You still. I don't think you just because you interviewed Carmela. I don't think nobody's gonna go back and listen to you. Listen to that one time and that's it.
Yeah, but then the same people can't sit here and be mad at Andrew Schultz for having fucking Donald Trump on his platform. Then
I don't think that's what I'm saying. I didn't know people was mad. I mean, I didn't hear that. That's what
nigga. That's what I'm saying. If you get on Twitter right now, they are dragging because I'll play Andrew's joke because him and Charlamagne was talking and he was basically like, dog, I'm cool with sitting here saying I'm wrong. And again, I respect Andrew for saying I'm not mad at people for holding my feet to the fire. Y'all absolutely right. I had this man on my jump. I did endorse him, and I'm not mad at for people calling me out for doing it. But again, y'all can't.
Okay, so people was calling him out for the previous interview
for sure
for what's going on now.
Mm-hmm. For what's going on now, and then him coming out on his platform and basically condemning Trump for what's going on because he basically like I didn't vote for this. I'm not a fan of what's going on. I don't support this. I don't want y'all to think that this is what I was voting for. So you trying to right your wrong. I mean, it's cool. Like I said, I can't listen to me what I'm saying. There's no way in hell I'm going to hold this white man to some different standard, and I'm just going to let the black niggas use their platform to sit here and break down J. Cole lyrics. You niggas is mad about a white nigga sitting here having trouble on his shit. At least he's using his fucking platform for the benefit of his people. But y'all niggas be signing up to listen to a nigga break down a fucking 4-pack EP, a freestyle. A nigga could spend an hour spitting a 4 fucking song EP, dog, on a freestyle. But niggas don't never talk. Niggas, I'm talking about a room full of grown ass men, and nobody don't want to talk about politics. You dog, this shit affect all of us. I don't want to hear niggas crying about, oh my God, did you see what happened? I don't give a fuck. Tell me, you should have been telling me what I should have been preparing for before it happened to this. That's like a nigga sitting here telling me I shouldn't have kids already after I got 4 fucking kids. Don't tell me I shouldn't have had, you should have told me I should have put on condoms before my first fucking kid, not after this fucking 4th one. Come on, dog.
Y'all's hip hop is pussy. That's what I got for y'all. Y'all's hip hop is scared, timid, afraid, down, complicit, just a bunch of fucking bums. But you want to fight for music rights and not no human rights. You niggas are fucking disgusting.
That's real.
Yeah, y'all are disgusting. You want to pop out to sell some shit, but when your voice can actually matter for something.
So I just want to pause it, and I just want to ask, because I know it's some niggas who listen to this, and y'all kind of be on y'all knees for Mr. Button as well. Can I ask you a question? What has he ever used his platform to sit here and help and lead y'all into a direction of anything besides a fucking music debate? That's all. Just tell me something, because you tell him you're mad that rappers ain't sitting here using their voice. Fuck their voice, nigga. Your voice is bigger. What are we talking? Am I tripping? A nigga, you can't sit here and tell me, I got 3 million people to listen to every episode. So why don't you use your voice for fucking better good, but you want to sit here and say rappers is pussy? Are we serious? What fucking planet is that? Like, explain to me, how does that work? You know how crazy that is? Because guess what? I'm gonna take my victory lap on you stupid motherfuckers. All you dumbass niggas was the Unravel ain't. I'll promise. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm done here. We gonna get into some regular shit. Oh, I'm gonna slam dunk my Unravel shit. Because guess what? It's a difference between having opinions and talking about other shit and putting people on. A nigga, you can say whatever you want, but guess what? And nobody who clicked this fucking link every fucking week can say, oh, Mikey been put us on to all the WNBA shit, talked about Unravel. This ain't some new shit. I just want to say, niggas could tell me, you can put me on to, I don't give a fuck. Just tell me one thing that a nigga see and say, oh yeah, this nigga put me on. Don't put you on to shit, but you mad at kids. Dog, come on, man. Suck my dick, dog. Like, come on. The fuck is we talking about?
Out with body count, like you said.
Yes.
I mean, recently you made some news because y'all changed Cop Killer
to Ice
Killer. Do you think artists have a responsibility to speak on social issues? Or is that an unfair expectation?
No. I think only people should speak on issues are ones that really carry it with them daily. If that's who you are, then if it's not, don't do it for publicity. Don't do it for hype. Don't let your publicists tell you speak on this topic. Because if you're not educated enough to speak on it, you're going to end up getting caught out there. I have political things I think about. Now, when I did that didn't happen just recently. That happened when we played in LA at the Warp Tour.
And this is just a different, not just real quick, and then I'll play Andrew and we can get on something different. But I do want to say, for all the people who sit on Twitter and I seen people say, because this post was going around and people was trying to, I don't know what, like, and I feel like sometimes some shit is just for the internet. And I know just some people be on the internet. That Charlamagne shit ain't never going to catch no win. For people be like, oh, I understand. When I see people criticize Charlamagne, I be like, oh, you really don't listen to the Breakfast Club. You obviously ain't even, it's like, all you got to do, if you listen to what I'm saying, whatever your feelings and thoughts about Charlamagne is, I would tell you to do is go on the Apple podcast, John. Hit the subscribe to the Breakfast Club, John. And just, I don't even give a fuck if you never listen. Just pay attention to all the black shows that they use to promote. And literally, they got a joke called, if you, what is this shit called? And it come out every black, it's doing Black History Month, and they play the John. Literally, it's an episode and I literally just listened to the first one today. What is this John called? You may not know, or you don't know, but literally, if you go on the Breakfast Club, John, right now, they literally all day long when they not uploading their own stuff, they upload other black podcasts. Stuff to get you hip. I don't care what y'all talking about. Jasmine Crockett has been on the Breakfast Club probably like 10 times at this over. Kamala Harris been on there endless times. Listen to what I'm telling you. Y'all got to fucking, that's the only thing that frustrates me about black people who be trying to be smart and really just don't like. I think some of y'all be trying to be like clip smart, and then some of y'all people who actually take time to do their homework on shit before they say it. Those people you won't even sit here and even play with Charlamagne like that. Like that, he just put out too much shit in the space for black people. He big up too many black people. He do the work too much. All the black people that I sit here and use my platform to be like, hey, did y'all listen? I've been told before Don Lemon, guess what? I again was saying the same way with the Unravel. Make sure that I use my voice and sit here and tell niggas, hey, Don Lemon be getting this shit off on TikTok, YouTube. He be putting in that work. I see him more now that he ain't on CNN when he on TikTok and YouTube doing his own thing. I told that before he even got locked up. But again, that's why I'm saying here. I think sometimes with a lot of somebody outside of Charlamagne, some of you black niggas feel like I got the super loud voice, and you really don't use your voice to elevate other black people. And that's what I really be paying attention to. So again, like I said, I think some of y'all got to relax. Again, shout out to Ice-T. And I do want to play this Andrew Schultz, John, and then we can get into some regular shit.
And I'm aware.
Explaining that.
No, but let me just clarify, because I think it is important to say, like, I know how I had him on the podcast, and when I'm talking out about this, I'm not doing it to get people to be like, oh, he's a good guy or whatever like that, or trying to get anybody on my side. I understand that this is a horrific event that happened. I objectively want to talk about it. I'm not trying to win anybody over in this.
You understand? You know the difference between right and wrong.
There's a difference between right and wrong, and there's a difference between respecting and honoring the Constitution, the backbone of our country, and then completely shredding it. And this is completely shredding it. And now they're realizing that people have noticed it, and now they're trying to backtrack it. But
by the way, he's been wiping his ass with the Constitution.
Sure.
I've been on record a million times saying, when he said we should terminate the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election, shit like that got to be disqualifying if you're running for president.
So here's a perfect example. So it's I know that there are people sounding the alarms about this. When I saw these last few weeks in Minnesota, I didn't think it was possible to happen in the United States of America. I'm being 100% serious.
To white people?
No, to anybody.
But you've seen it happen to black people.
Exactly.
Yes, to white people.
It's okay to say that.
No,
it is.
No,
but it's okay to say that.
I don't. I mean, I didn't know that this was possible to happen in the United States of America. And what I'm specifically talking about with this situation here, and like not only this one, but also what we've seen ICE doing, like entering homes without warrants, like arresting people. It is unconstitutional. And they've done this weird thing where like they have like a federally administrative warrant, which is some bullshit. It doesn't even allow you to actually have access into a home. Yeah, they're trying to find ways around the system. And what that says to me, when you're willing to shred the Constitution to preserve it's not only your power, but your ideas of what should happen, it is incredibly un-American. The motherfuckers. So, and look, I know I had Trump on the
again. I don't think he has the maturity, any of the people on that show, to discuss it.
Who, for Joe Budden?
Yeah.
Well, what's the purpose of bringing Mark Lamar Hill on there then? That's to me. It's like
outside of him.
But my whole point is that if you got him on there, I'm listening to him say, listen to him telling y'all. And I don't never want to come on this motherfucker and act like I'm some super educated nigga. I'm not some super working class American type of nigga. I'm none of that shit. So if I can sit here and take my brain and sit here and take time to sit here and be like, I'm not sitting here and say I can break down the goddamn Constitution or any of that shit. I can't even say some of the words, but I'm still going to use my platform and let niggas know like, hey, you should be paying attention to this shit. Even perfect example.
When he did that Candace Owens thing, did that ever come out? When he did the Candace Owens thing, like was that?
I think that was just some Patreon shit.
Oh, it wasn't. No, okay. Because that's why I was just wondering. That's why I'm just because like I said, I never watched all his other interviews and stuff like that. That's why when you them little humans or whatever stuff like he was interviewing them, that's what I'm saying with Charlamagne and them is that more like they talk about more of that stuff than they do about just regular like
they talk about everything. But again, that's my point of because I think realistically, even when we sit here talking about like even when we talk about rappers, and this is something that I kind of want to do. Now listen, one I will say some of you younger, newer rappers, y'all gotta kind of have names that niggas can pronounce. If I'm just like reading it on a piece of paper, like I shouldn't have to go watch an interview to hear how you pronounce your name. Like some of these new rappers, their names be harder than like when niggas couldn't say the Joker name at first, or when niggas couldn't say Wimby name at first. Like they be like some of these new rappers, like I can't even really shout your music out, niggas. I can barely say your name. But cool. But just with all that being said is you niggas have to use your platform and stop sitting here just trying to chase the algorithm. And that's what I do love about Ebro, because they make jokes about that on their show. Is like, dog, people be algorithm hustling. Most niggas just only want to talk about what's popular on the algorithm. But if you have influence and your voice has impact, then that's when you should take time to dictate what other people are talking about. The same way everybody can recycle that. What 50? I mean, what's the nigga? Fabulous versus fuck. Man, I wish I fucking would get on my fucking black ass podcast and talk about Fabulous or Lloyd Banks. Are we fucking serious? It's 2026.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think people go to Joe Budden to hear politics.
Marcus, these are grown fucking men.
Right, but I don't think nobody I'm not tuning in to hear that shit. I'm not tuning in to hear no
politics. But Marcus, listen to what I'm saying. You're grown. You got kids. Dog, you listen to what I'm saying. And this one, and I'm glad you said that. And this is not even just to pick on you, but dog, this shit gonna get so fucked up. Cause I'm telling y'all, I'm not gonna feel sorry for niggas when shit really get rough. Because niggas, what you just said, I don't want to hear about politics. Then cool. When shit get crazy and niggas and them white boys get to come and clicking and grabbing niggas, y'all niggas can't do 50 push-ups and you don't give a fuck about politics. So when them ICE niggas come and pick y'all up, I'm be like, oh, hey, sorry, rest in peace. Put up a GoFundMe for that nigga. Keep it pushing. Because you can't sit here, and that's my point. I don't give a fuck what a nigga come for. I'm going to give this nigga what the fuck I want the same way if I'm fucking a bitch. I'm not eating every bitch out. You going to take this dick I'm giving you. I don't give a fuck. It's this. You can't tell me you got 3 million fucking followers and you're going to allow niggas to see and say what they want to hear from you. That's pussy shit. I'm not going to let no nigga sit here and dictate what the fuck you're going to get what the fuck I want. That I can't like this. That's
Maybe they don't give a shit. Maybe they feel like it's not affecting them. It's not affecting them. So we're not going to talk about it because it's not affecting us.
That's what I said.
Or they don't know how to talk about it.
You sitting here saying I'm too invested. How I can't be invested every time I fucking get on online and this all I see. What I'm supposed to say and say, oh cool, let's just talk about the new rap music. Who you got, Marcus? Lloyd Banks or 50 or Fabulous?
But what I'm saying is the point of their show or their entertaining, why I don't think they're invested into that. That's what I'm saying. You saying speak on, like I said, you don't speak about a lot of local stuff until, like I said, if it's real big, you'll speak about it, but you don't speak about every little local thing that's going on in the city. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of people
this is what I'm saying. You got to think about certain shit I don't talk about because I may personally know the people.
So that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm
nigga, they don't know these people.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think people care that much. Like I said, when they start talking about, I don't think people were that tuned into it. I think people are watching it for the entertainment.
I mean, cool. Y'all niggas keep
because, like I said, it's podcast is for that.
Yeah, that shit's stupid. And that's why that's what I'm saying. That's why niggas can't get mad at Stephen A. Smith. Niggas, because for niggas like it's endless niggas who think like you, and that's why I'm glad you said it. It's endless niggas who think like you, and that's why y'all niggas get hit and you're retroactive. And that's when niggas like, well, why Stephen A. doing this? Why Nicki Minaj doing this? Why Kanye doing? Y'all complain about shit because y'all niggas don't even sit here and put the fucking wall up before it even happened. Niggas that sit here always reactive and not proactive to shit. And that's why motherfucking Stephen A. Smith get on, because guess what? And that's the difference between white people and black people. Black motherfuckers don't care, and that's why Stephen A. Smith take the stance he take when it comes to politics. And guess what? White niggas don't sit here, and they could be the most hardcore, drunkest white boy. He gonna still know what the fuck going on with his politics. And that's why this shit, only these stories get as, because guess what? I ain't still heard nobody besides us, and probably I heard it on the Breakfast Club. Niggas ain't talk about the black dude who got killed in California on New Year's Eve by an ICE agent. We talked about it. What the fuck? Why the fuck do I gotta talk about it? You can't sit here and tell me. I don't want to hear. Why would you sit here and say niggas? Guess what? Okay, cool. I'm going to fucking Joe Budden Jones to listen to anybody, just him, Rory, and all, any of them niggas. That shit is fucking mind-boggling me that I'm like, no, these is grown men and niggas don't talk about nothing that's going on in the real world.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's other
That's not what they base their.
That's not what they base. Like, you can find your podcast for that.
Y'all crazy.
It's not to say that they shouldn't talk about it, but they didn't base their fan base off of talking about politics.
I think
that will probably make them have to sell their views, and then maybe what their views are. You know what I'm saying? You have to go into what your beliefs are.
Y'all crazy. I just can't. I can't even. I wouldn't even be able to sleep with my fucking self if I sit here and just act like I don't see nothing that's going on in the regular world. Like I just gotta sit here and act like, oh yeah, peaches and cream. Everything in life is fucking grand. Like, come on, dog.
Well, for them it might be like you said. People don't pay attention to things until they come knocking on their door.
Well, I can't wait for ICE to come and knock on y'all niggas' door. I cannot fucking wait. I'm telling you, I'm crossing my. I cannot wait until they start fucking with black people, because then that's when I'm gonna act like, hey, cut that Sexyy Red on. I promise you, I'm going to. Don't even worry about it. We gonna play some Kinder Man, some fucking Mona Leo, cut that fucking Meg Thee Stallion up. Man, y'all crazy as shit. What else is going on? Oh yeah, let's go local. Let's go local and let's go to why I sit here and believe in gentrification, why y'all need a little bit of white in y'all life, why you need a couple good white neighbors. Who I want to go to first? Let's go.
As a Prince George's County native and resident and currently paying taxes in Prince George's County, I'm very disappointed to see how our Prince George's County administration has handled this now. The fact that we are a week in and we have ice and snow and buildup on streets that are meant to have three lanes are one lane because of the poor plowing and snowing. I'm not gonna blame the public works people because they take direction and orders from leadership. I'm really just going to blame leadership at this point. We have been having snow and ice since time. Y'all mean to tell me that y'all don't have a plan for like natural disasters or snow or inclement weather? There's no reason why places are still unplowed. Places are stuck. People are fighting over parking spaces. Yes, it's that deep. Then to watch the county executive, Aisha Braveboy, laugh, sing, and say people need to stay at home is very tone deaf. I work in communication and comms, and I feel like that optic-wise was horrible to even post. A lot of the Prince George's County representatives don't understand that you have to move outside of your bubble. You have to understand that not everybody works from home. Some people are essential workers and have to get around. Some people are older, or just in general, people have doctor's appointments and things and places to go. Some people have probably ran out of food because they have families to feed. And then some people have to take their kids to daycare, or some people have to go to the doctor's appointment. People have to move around. Yes, snow and weather happens, but people still have to resume their lives as normal. And as tax-paying people and people that have elected and put you all in office, the least you all can do is create better plans, better systems, better ways so that we can move efficiently when things like this happen. It just makes me so mad because a lot of Prince George's County politicians, not all, a lot of them use these council seats and positions to get to the next level. They want to be in White House. They want to be in Congress. It's like, y'all don't actually care about the people. I sometimes sit there and be like, have y'all went to Landover? Like, have y'all went to Forestville and seen these areas? Like, do y'all really be seeing like the conditions of these areas? Like, snow aside. And I'm really upset because I want this county to thrive. I want Maryland as a whole to thrive, but I really want Prince George's County to thrive. And I don't see that happening with this type of leadership. Y'all can't put a plan together to plow out snow and ice and put salt melt on there, make sure that every resident has it. It's the least we could do. The point of paying taxes is to help better the area. I just came to this realization like as an adult, and when
all right, so I mean, y'all got any thoughts or any I guess what may y'all have seen, I guess, throughout the week, being in, of course, because I'm sure if you live in the DMV area, and it probably depends on the area you actually live in, the way these roads are not clean. Some of them are super clean. Like y'all neighborhood, super clean. Parking lot, super clean. But it's a lot of
a lot of these what's name got HOAs and who you hiring to do the stuff. Like that's not the county fault. It's you know who you is elected for that, or who you got the companies you using. Everybody's not under the county stuff.
Yeah, and I guess, and the reason why I tied that into gentrification,
like, just for me, like even on my route, it's like one side is College Park or whatever, but then the other side is you know their own little what's name, and that shit is a hot mess over there. So and that's why I say I think it just all depends on your area that you in. So you can't blame it all on PG. You got to blame it on, like I said, whatever your area, whoever your HOA or whoever y'all hired, that's on them.
And the reason why, again, like I said, the reason why I tied it into gentrification is because most black people, just even saying like what Marcus just said about the politics shit, that's how most people feel about just 90% of shit that just don't got nothing to do with it, physically affect what's going on in their house where they lay their head at. But the difference between black people and white people is white motherfuckers gonna keep making them phone calls, and that's why I want to play a couple of different videos, because it's a difference between like when them white people get in front of them cameras for all the like the different areas, you seen that they complain one day, the next day, because it's again, I'll play the young, I ain't gonna lie to you, what's her name? Alexis, I know her last name right. I know she got like something in the middle of it, but she was going back and forth in Clinton all week, and I played a couple of her clips, and she was literally like, it was this older lady that and again, I know this story because I'm following this girl, and she went to this lady in Clinton. She was like, damn, I hope they come and clean our junk because I got to take my husband to dialysis. I believe she had to go there like on Tuesday or something, and they went back, and the lady couldn't even get down her street. Her street was fucked. She lived in Clinton. Clinton is a good area for just like if you are old, fuck older, period. Most people will feel good. Clinton is a good area to live in. And let's be clear, I do think realistically you have to judge your area off of these type of times, because of course when shit ain't bad, it's easy to see and say, oh yeah, my area is super perfect, this, that, and the third, it's a good quiet neighborhood. But yeah, but what about when shit like this happen? Because then you kind of really get to see what you paying for.
You're right.
Because when them white motherfuckers got on camera, like I'm gonna play, and it's the same girl and the same on the same Instagram channel, but when they went out in VA or they went in the different parts of Northwest, man, the white people wasn't playing with them. They complained, and guess what you seen? The first time they came and complained, the next time that camera crew came back there, you seen bobcats through that motherfucker picking that goddamn snow and moving that shit. Because them people not gonna stop playing. They gonna hit you with that. Hey, hello, Mrs. Bauer or Mayor Bauer. They gonna put that motherfucking corporate American white voice on, and they gonna apply pressure. They gonna keep calling until they see some of black people too cool. I ain't gotta go out the house. I'm whatever. I get in a Lyft or I get in an Uber. You don't complain. You play it too cool. You don't give a fuck. So then guess what? Your street just gonna completely just look fucked up. Until somebody fall, until somebody get hurt, until the shit get worse, then you lose a parking space, and then that's when the shit gets super violent. And I play them clips because in Baltimore it got super violent. Where we go?
I just wanted to make a little bit more sense of this thing and kind of address people's emotions behind the whole comment of the chairs being or not being allowed to be in the streets. It's bigger than the chairs, and people are not. Yes, we shoveled out the snow. We're middle-class family in Northwest Baltimore. We work, we raise our children, we doing our part. But the problem wasn't even about the snow as much as it was about the compiling of issues that we as citizens, tax-paying citizens in Baltimore, are facing with the high utility bills, the increased fees, and less services that we feel as taxpayers. It's compiling. So for one to say, you just not going to be able to block your spot, it wasn't even about the spot. It demonstrated the lack of connectivity that one has to the people that you say you represent and how connected you really are to the machine that has pushed you. That was a disconnected statement for one to make who comes from Park Heights. We know you. You know what this is. Why are we acting brand new about this? And then to add insult to injury, these are the same ones, the same people that you say you represent us, that are paying the increased taxes, increased fees. We expect not to have this issue. We expect not to be pressed like this. It's bigger than a chair. It's the continuation of constant fees and us being beat down and looking at our bank accounts and saying, why did we vote this way? It's bigger than that, and people are tired. People are tired. It's bigger than a chair, and they're frustrated. I wanted to kind of bring that into perspective because some of the anger is a little displaced because we really aren't dealing with the root of it. Yeah. We have constant legislation that has continuously beat down the constituents that are funding these people being in state and in this place. And yes, we do demand more because we're paying more.
And just real quick before I play any more clips, I do want to sit here and kind of, of course, I'm sure it's a little bit that, the snow is probably a little bit harder now because it ain't even really snow. It's just ice. But what I'm just sitting here saying is where I kind of want to challenge men who may be listening right now. And I get it. Let me say, some people you may be busy and you had to go work, but I'm sure a lot of people had a day or two off where don't be just sitting here just cleaning your spot. Especially if you live on a street like that, because that lady I just played and they was on a one-way jump and that niggas kind of be like, it's already super crazy with parking in your area normally on the regular. Because let's be clear, for the people who having these fights about some of these parking spaces, y'all should probably already be super tight in the first place. So if it was no snow or anything, so all I would sit here and just recommend is, dog, it may take you another hour, but why not just clean out 2 spots instead of trying to be a dickhead and just do 1? Even when you sit here talking about the streets, like if you live in a townhouse and you sitting here just only clear out your one jump, why not help clear your neighbor's path a little bit so they may help go clear the other neighbor path a little bit? Because now you sit here saying, oh, just your part clean, but then cool. But what if you got to walk down some of you got kids and that's why, though, if you look at some of these neighborhoods close to these schools, and I seen the lady when they say here, I guess by the time y'all hear this now, but I'm just speaking on like for Monday, the lady for PG County basically was like, it's a 2-hour delay, but if the parents be to your own be to your own like judgment, if you sit here and see that some of these kids ain't gonna have nowhere to walk to school because some of them, it ain't no pathway. How the fuck a lot of kids in some of these areas, they live in the neighborhood, but if you sitting here saying there ain't nowhere for them to walk, how the fuck are they gonna get to school?
The buses can't even get down.
They should have just canceled the schools.
To me personally, they should have never stopped virtual learning. That should be something that they should be doing right now. Virtual learning until stuff is clear up. It's not safe out there.
Because that's crazy. Like you talking, if you don't have nothing, if the kids don't have, if you know for a fact these kids, and it's cool that she said if your parents want to keep the kids home, but I don't even think you should even give some of these parents that option because let's be clear, it should be mandatory because let's be clear, there's a lot of bad parents and there's a lot of parents who tired of their kids being in the house. So guess what they're going to do? Have their kid walking on these fucking streets where these streets, let's be clear, the streets ain't even clear where 2 cars can go down. It's 2 minutes, even on Central Avenue. Though that Central Avenue is supposed to be, I think like 4 fucking lanes on most of the parts of Central Avenue. That shit is 2 lanes. Like I'm like, why the fuck is there so much traffic on Central Avenue? Because the lanes, they don't got the turning lanes open. They don't have none of the stuff. So it's like, what the fuck is going on? So with all of that being said is, like, just sometimes you got to use and I think, of course, especially for black people in the black community, we have got so far out of it not being a community. All people care about is just, again, what's going on in my house. So yeah, I cleaned out my parking space, but I ain't cleaned out nobody else's parking space. And if you know, because that's the crazy thing, you see how, and that's the shit that kind of really will piss you off if you pay attention to like how many cars just sitting there on the side of the road piled up because niggas ain't damn. So you get rid of this fucking car, you don't drive it, obviously. If you can leave your car just sitting somewhere for a whole fucking week, obviously you don't drive it. Man, you taking up people's parking spaces. And that's again, that's just little shit that I'm paying attention to when I'm just out moving around and I'm just like, damn. But again, it's a lot of areas like you could pay attention to the areas like even when that girl at the end of her video, like, and that's why I don't be trying to sit here and say certain areas, but bro, it's certain parts of that little Capitol Heights was coming off of Bennett Rose, bro. That shit look crazy.
A lot of places look crazy.
Like that shit to just be like, damn, like that shit to me is just so fucking like it's man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. My hat off. If you sit here can look at some of this stuff and you can go and don't feel some type of way and don't feel like you should call somebody, or again when we talk about politics, and that's why I sit here and say that shit is important. Because guess what? Listen to what these people saying. People voted for these people. Like this Prince George's County person, and when the midterms or whatever come up and it's time to go vote for it, and this is the fucked up part for whoever when the election season about to start back up in November, especially for some of these small seats like city council and stuff like that. They people gonna remember this snow shit. And there's no way in hell you think you about to win again and you didn't sit here, because that is politics. And that's why I sit here and say, you can't sit here and say, oh, I don't give a fuck about politics, bro. Niggas is too grown not to give a fuck, because this is the shit people got to vote for. You got to vote for your council people. You got to vote for all of these other things that sit here and matter about the roads that we drive on. So we can't sit here and complain about, damn, the road's fucked up, or it's traffic because it's only 2 lanes. But them niggas be saying, well, I don't even know who I'm supposed to go vote for. They telling, and every complaint that people are complaining, if you listening to who they complaining to, they telling you who to fucking vote out next year. When it's time to vote again, they telling you off the rip, hey, this person such and such ain't doing their job. Because I follow this young lady, Alexis, I know who that dark-skinned council lady is. I know her from the field, from the little dome, the Sophie or whatever they call it, that dome they about to build in the stadium, and now about the snow shit. So I already know, guess what niggas is not going to do? If she go get somebody else black, they're going to get her the fuck up out of it. I promise you. She can pack her bags already. She might as well not even waste her time or money. Niggas is not going to vote for her again. They mad about you putting up this shit by the MGM, and they really going to be pissed about these streets. So somebody come off the rip in their campaign. If I was running for council against her, my first campaign would be to remind y'all how fucked up these streets was. Like I would literally, my whole campaign would be taking pictures of how fucked up y'all streets is, and I would just remind y'all when it's time to go vote. In case you may forget around November when it's time to vote, I'm gonna remind y'all how fucked up these streets was and how mad y'all was when you was fighting niggas for a parking space. But again, I do want to play. What was it? Oh, yeah, here we go.
As the people of Baltimore continue digging out, a familiar sight is popping up in neighborhood streets. Crates, chairs, cones, and the occasional creative item are being used to call dibs on parking spots people have cleared of snow. The practice leading to some heated interactions. According to Baltimore police, in Southwest Baltimore, an argument between a man and a woman over a shoveled parking space turned physical. In Southeast Baltimore, a driver reported their car was scratched with a shovel after parking in the neighbor's recently shoveled parking spot. And in Mount Vernon, BPD says someone had their tires slashed after parking in a spot that had been shoveled.
We just wanted the spot where we were supposed to be, and we got threatened for putting our spot there.
Here in Brooklyn, Sarah O'Neill said her Ring camera picked up her neighbor making threatening remarks involving a gun towards her husband after a disagreement surrounding the parking spot in front of their home.
Threatened that he has a 32 and he was going to make us cry.
O'Neill said she called the police, BPD confirming the department's response.
So I called and told him what happened because they threatened us. And so they went and talked to the neighbor. He denied that he threatened us.
No arrests were made. As the people of Baltimore,
I mean, that was it. Again, I do got one from DC, but it's cool. I mean, you already kind of get the drift on what's going on with that situation. That was my DMV area snow report. Again, don't
fucking people shit. You ain't cleared out.
Yeah, that's a rough one. And then the crazy thing is, again, because man, people, dog, that shit, it depends on what day you went out. That shit was not easy, dog. And the only thing that's cool though, I did kind of realize that I was really I can't remember the last time it snowed, but whenever the last time last year, I can kind of remember the difference, how much in shape I was. Because let's be clear, I was out shoveling, I'm talking for like 5 hours, 2 different days. So with all that being said, is I felt that I didn't feel my body ain't feel no type of way. I felt I was like, damn, this was like a good workout. I was cool. But I remember last year, that's when you said when the last decent snow was, nigga, I know when like that you felt that little tension in your back. So that's kind of why I know that I was just in better shape than I was in last year. But again, I guess what I mean, the Grammys was kind of over. I'm not gonna lie, man. Shout out to Doechii. Man, this nigga is funny as shit, though. Like, I don't want to sit here and jump out the limit, sit here and say he like the funniest nigga out of social media, but he may be, dog. And I seen people giving your man a hard time, Ha Davis. And so it was basically a trend that was floating around on social media, and niggas was like, I hope Doechii never gets skinny, because Ha Davis then got skinny and he got unfunny. You ain't see his snow jump? Yeah, that shit was corny as hell. I ain't even gonna hold you. I play it just so y'all can hear, but that shit was like, All right, though. You could have kept that shit in the draft. Ha Davis. Where Ha Davis at? I thought I put it on it. Oh, yeah, Ha Davis.
This still won't even fucking melt. This probably ain't even fucking snow. This shit need to go to the fucking lab, bro.
It was listen to what I'm saying. It was bad. People, it was literally trending how bad people thought it was compared to just. I mean, I told y'all this. Whatever the last time we talked, and we talked about Drewski. Like Drewski just put the bar, like he put the bar so high for niggas because it's like you kind of almost like to me. I think the only way you can kind of if you are, I guess my advice to social media comedians would be, unless your skits is like locally related, like how Goofy's do his jokes kind of now, whereas a lot of his is just like locally, like he's creating it around local stuff. So he's not competing with Drewski because Drewski couldn't make a fucking. He can't make he can't make some shit about Waldorf or something about Ben and Road or something because he's not from here. So those things, like when you're making it something that niche, you kind of give yourself still space. But when you're making universal stuff like how Davis is or like how Desi Banks is, I would just recommend for them niggas to kind of just lean into doing your shit at the regular clubs. Like the Mojo Brooks nigga, like he be smoking them Jones. Like he just literally, he's making me like, I already kind of like respected him. He was on the Netflix Jones, so that was kind of like my first time even really paying him any attention. But then I kind of watched him really do his club Jones. He be smoking them Jones. You kind of got to figure out, like, I can't, Drewski mastered this. He crushing it because everybody only going to compare whatever they see on social media now, especially the comedians, not saying for newer comedians, but comedians who came in the game around the same time. Like all of y'all kind of was making y'all name at the same time. Niggas is only going to judge y'all off of that. Like the latest joke, like this joke with Drewski and the joke, him and the little young slow nigga, and they sit here acting like they police officers. Like, man, come on, dog. Like how this nigga did a stream, and his live stream was like you was on a body cam or in a dash car with a police officer. That's the way he got the whole joke set. I'm like, bro, I don't know how y'all niggas compete with this shit. Cause the nigga he being super creative and he just putting too much energy into this shit for you. Or Kid Jackson a bad motherfucker. I ain't gonna hold you. But
he's not doing as many as everybody else too.
He don't got to though.
But I think that's the thing that kind of keeps you afloat. You don't do it like he ain't doing one every week. It's not an every week. You know what I'm saying? Like
but his Jones hit so hard, he don't got him doing every week.
But I think that's probably like even with Ha David. I think like you done so many, it don't hit as it used to. Yeah, you kind of drive yourself. You kind of spread yourself thin because you was doing so many, and then it's like, all right, you still doing the same shit.
I mean, I guess I just feel for him. They was smoking him. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. That was like that was super. That was trending on TikTok and it was trending on Twitter. I'll play a couple of these little clips from Drewski real quick.
Good question though. What up? At 30 years old, you be beating shit still or no? Keep it about me. What? I'm saying I just really want to honest like that ass. I'm 17. Man, you focused on the wrong things. Like I said, bro. You focused on the wrong things. We having a man-to-man conversation. Yeah, man-to-man. Nigga, you ain't full man yet, bro. Don't talk all that beat dicks bullshit. Phone keys wallet. You should have that every time you leave the house, man. And if ain't nobody tell you they got a phone keys wallet, every time you leave the house, man, all that other bullshit don't matter. These are the Chanel. The thing about it is, we could go into any fast food joint we want. It's one thing about you, I know you love to eat. That's one thing about you. Boy, you gonna eat, boy. I tell you that. You ain't gonna leave one crumb. You know what I'm saying? You love to eat. So, and I'm saying that's what made me I love food too, gang. But you gotta slow metabolism. Makes my celiac stomach get a little bigger and bigger and bigger, then it pops. The thing about it, hey, what parade is going on, man?
Hold on. This shit was hold on.
Yeah, that's why I said you. Oh, that's pink. You wearing pink. You wearing pink. Bitch, you tease. It's about 16 of them niggas over there. Yes, get your fucking hands up. God damn it. Don't fuck with me out here, I swear to God. And it looked like it could be a slippery situation. Yeah, it could be. Hey, and look, it's wet. Something is wet. Who wet? You can be Biggie, I can be Lil' Kim. Biggie and Lil' Kim, bitch, who? Get on that!
Bruh. listen to what I'm saying. For people who don't know that last clip or how funny that was, this nigga Drewski pulled over a fucking car, like a Nissan full of fucking gay niggas dressed like girls. And these were still niggas. They ain't even go fully transition. Like these niggas still got Caesar haircuts with just mini skirts on. Oh my man, Drewski is so fucking funny, dog. I swear to God, this nigga's crazy, dog. Oh my God, dog. Shout out to Drewski. Again, he just putting the bar at a whole different place. I guess I want to get into Grammys real quick because the Grammys is going on. I'm sure when people listen to that, I do kind of want to give people, man, Kendrick Lamar just wiped his whole entire black ass with that goddamn Grammy Awards. I want to say, let me tell you how many Jones he won. Kendrick Lamar won Best Rap Album, Best Rap Song, Best Rap Performance, and Best Melodic Rap Performance. Him and SZA won one for, him and the Clips won one for Whips and Chains. Him and SZA won one for Luther. And then, of course, like I said, he won Best Rap Album. Doechii won Best Rap Video. And what's my man name? Tyler, the Creator, won for Best Rap Album Cover. Again,
is that was the one, the album cover of the year?
Yeah, I think it was Rap Album Cover of the year, I think. Yeah, I think it was Rap Album Cover of the year. Oh, and I cannot, man. I can't believe. Oh yeah, I'm gonna play Kalani Joe in a second. She won for best R&B song. She won for Folded, which was well deserved. But I do want to play. I want to play two of her clips. She got one from the red carpet and then one from when she actually won the award. But again, shout out to Kendrick Lamar. I mean, Gen X for me is my favorite Kendrick Lamar album. I'm not a huge Kendrick Lamar fan, but I am a huge Gen X fan. Like that album to me, I had that shit on constant replay last year. I still had those songs off of, in my rotation on my drum playlist. I do think like, and it's just so fired for Kendrick Lamar to kind of just win that. And it's like, because Drake, you gotta get back. You eventually have to get back in the field, big dog. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Cause here you gotta think about it. Like he parlayed that goddamn battle so crazy. Like it's just ridiculous.
He cleaned up last year.
He cleaned up and then he came back. So now he got more than like he was early in the day. He was tied with Jay-Z for 25 Grammy victories, and now he got 26. So it's like, man, shout out to Kendrick Lamar, bro. Like I said, I wasn't a huge fan before the beef, but that Gen X album, I just appreciate one regional music, and again, I like to listen to music that make me feel some type of way. Like there ain't nowhere in hell you can't put Squabble Up on and you don't feel like you just don't feel like you about to get hyphy. You can't tell me TV off. Like, come on, dog. Like that's me. That's for me personally. I just personally like music. I listen to music 90% of the time when I'm in the gym. I like to feel a way when I listen to music. I don't want to sit here and listen to music and feel like I got to read a fucking book listening to music. Like that is again when y'all sitting here saying what you want, it's different from like podcasts, and that's how I feel about music. Nigga, I'm here to turn up, and that's it. I ain't or scrunch my face up. I'm going to turn up, or I want to be able to see like, ooh, that nigga just went crazy. Like, come on, dog. Again, so shout out to Kendrick Lamar. I do want to play these jumps from Kalani though. Again, shout out to Kalani. I appreciate people who use their platform all the time, and then even because again, Kalani is somebody who's never shied away from using her platform, and even before Folded blew up, she kind of felt some type of way because she felt like she was blackballed because she was using her voice for speaking up on politics. And she felt like people wasn't supporting her. She felt like she wasn't getting interviews. She felt like people was pulling out on her on certain features that she was trying to get. So for her to kind of even have that moment and then Folded becomes Folded and she kind of just get onto this legendary run with this song, I do just shout out to her for even still like, hey, I'm having my moment. Like I'm one of these people where some people feel like I'm super underrated or people feel like I'm an underdog. And now I'm having my moment. And on this biggest stage, I'm still going to use my voice the same way I did before I got this hit record. I respect that extremely a lot.
Everybody is so powerful in this room and in this room later. And together we're stronger in numbers to speak against all the injustice going on in the world right now. Yeah. So instead of letting it be just a couple few here and there, I hope everybody's inspired to join together as a community of artists and speak out against what's going on. And I'm gonna leave this and say, fuck ICE.
I actually had one more John of the red carpet.
I really wanted to say fuck ICE, but I think they needed some couth on the carpet or something. I'm a little couthless, ruthless. But I think everybody we're too powerful of a group to all be in the room at the same time and not make some kind of statement in our country. So yeah, it's brainless to me. I really wanted to say fuck.
And I do real quick because we talking about R&B music again. Shout out to Kalani. And just again, when we're talking about using your platform again, people hip. I do like the fact that I know that I was early on the Tim's that new project. Man, what's the name of this platform? Is it called? What is it called? Color? What the hell is this shit called? Because we talked about Olivia Dean jump, but man, oh god damn, Tams just went crazy on her jump. Colors, is that what it called? I believe it's called Colors. I thought I just
because Jill Scott just
why they changed my joint? It was just on the that's what it's called Colors. Yeah, Tim's on Colors, and then of course the song is called What You Need, and that joint is
show.
Yeah, well, yeah, on Apple Music it just come up and it's Colors, and it's Tim's, and she's performing her song off of that project that we talked about. Of course, the song to me at that time this wasn't even like my favorite song, but a homegirl of mine she was just talking about, man, you got me hip through the Tim's joint off of the TikTok video you made, and she was like, man, I love that song, and it was so crazy when she said that. Literally after she said that, a day later, that song just started going viral all over social media from this version when she did her Colors version, and the name of the song is called What You Need. So again, like I said, shout out to Tim's. If you haven't listened to that new what was that EP? I want to say how many it was, like what, it wasn't a lot of songs on there. I want to say it was like between like 5 or 7 songs or something like that. I can't remember how many songs was on there. But again, like I said, for me, when I first listened to that project, my favorite song off there was the Big Daddy joint. But again, like I said, that song is taking its own legs of its own. It was going super viral. All the blog pages picked it up. And again, but when we talk about R&B, and kind of because you did mention something about the DMV, I ain't gonna lie to you. DMV people make it hard for DMV people to kind of ever break the allegations of people feel like DMV people get popping and they get funny with the area. Because somebody explain to me why Ari Lennox and Wale don't got a song together.
Maybe the label.
Because again, listening to this new Ari Lennox did put out a new project. The new project, what's the name of her project? Is it called Variety? What the hell was the name of this new Ari Lennox song? I literally was just listening to it. Vacancy, my bad. I said Variety. Vacancy, shout out to Ari Lennox. But she got the very first song on that joint was called Mobbing in DC. And when I'm listening to it, I'm like, why the fuck is Wale not on this song? Like that to me is like damn near like y'all, one, because y'all sound just how y'all sound like y'all supposed to have like damn near a whole project together. But I'm listening to that, I'm like, dog, this song is perfect for Wale to come and put a verse somewhere in the middle. Like there's no way in hell like you can't like and it's a difference between like it's easy like if you super popular and somebody may be bubbling in the area and it's easy to kind of maybe like not acknowledge them and not do no songs with them. But Ari Lennox is Ari Lennox, dog. Like for your generation of people where it's like has made it to a status where she can sell out the same venues you can sell out. Like there's no way in hell I'm listening to an Ari Lennox album. She got a song called Steady Mobbing, Mobbing in DC, and literally soon that's the very first song on the project, and I don't hear fucking Wale on there. That like listening to that, I was just like, why is this a thing? Like this to me should just be, especially for Wale parlaying it off of his last project. And you know the times that we live in, how music don't live as long as it used to. Like, how ain't you on this project? And you should be on this project just again. This is just for me. You should be on this project just because she's a hometown girl, and you know the hometown lover, and you know she just coming out of a fucking bad label situation. So why not sit here and help make sure like you do your best to kind of help? Let me sit here and help parlay her into elevating a better situation for herself. I don't know what they're in. Like I said, I'm not in the industry, so I don't know what maybe their backdoor industry beef may be or not beef or why they don't work together. But it's just nowhere in hell you telling me the type of music that both of them make, that Ari Lennox and Wale don't got a song together. Like that to me is crazy. Like that just kind of just like, and Ari Lennox got like real hits on the record. But again, like I said, shout out to Ari Lennox. If you haven't heard her new project, I love that song. Literally the very first song on the jump, Mobbing in DC. Like man, shout out to Ari Lennox, dog. I guess let's get into one of the hottest stories that was going on TikTok, and that came from tonight's conversation. Should I play the dude first or do you play the girl first and then?
Play the girl first.
All right. Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. You can probably defer about the first 30 seconds. Y'all gonna be pissed off. So if you haven't seen this video yet, just prepare. Give yourself like 35 seconds. You're gonna be pissed.
Do if your partner is amazing, like he's amazing emotionally, physically. Earlier this year I had to have 2 brain surgeries. He stayed with me in the hospitals. He even washed my butt some of the times.
Damn.
But he wasn't working for a couple of months, and I'm 24 now, so I basically feel like I'm just real grown, and I just want to know like how long.
Tell me more about this 24 grown. That's not me talking, that's the crowd. So what's your question?
basically like
just real quick before I pause it, I just want y'all to know, universally, just and let's be clear, these tonight conversations we talk about it. These shows be like thousands of people in there. I don't know, and this is something, you know how sometimes we be talking like, damn, how do people get on TikTok and just say like crazy stories? This ain't TikTok. This is real live in person. You saying this in front of thousands of people, and that's why sometimes when people be like, it's hard for me to sit here and say, I know 25 when you can legally, you can go rent your own car and all that. I don't care. Sometimes it be certain shit where I'm not comfortable with calling some of these people an adult. Cause this shit, when I'm about to finish playing to y'all, do not sound like something that an adult with common sense will ever say.
I haven't been out on any dates or anything recently, and I just want to know, like, how long do I wait before I feel appreciated?
This saying. And you don't feel appreciated. Can't win.
This is at the point that we have to acknowledge people's capacities. Because while you were in your season of being taken care of, he was the one doing the nursing back to health, right? And he could probably still be trying to regain his capacity for himself after spending his year taking care of you. And as you've gotten able to be better and, oh, I feel better now, I want to go on dates, he's trying to process what he just went through. So instead of you saying, how do I get to the space of me feeling appreciated? What have you done to show appreciation to your man for just nursing you back to health?
You said that you're 24 and you're grown, right? I think this is exactly where you showing your age at. I want to offer that you learn the signs of a good man. Because if you don't, you will become an of-age mature woman that looks back at him and his wife and his family, and you say, I really done.
Before I got into podcasting, I was a registered nurse. And I'm going to tell you, the idea of love that we have in our youth is not real love. That love where that person is incapacitated, can't wipe themselves, but that partner is there every single day hitting that call light, making sure I bring that meal, watching me wipe and say, you know what, you're not doing it right. Let me step in and do it. That idea of love you got exposed to at 24. You live long enough, you will outlive your money and your house and those cars. And sometimes your children, they get their own lives. They move to different places and ain't nobody there to take care of you, but that woman you treated right. Or that man you treated right. And I want you to just think about that right now before you make any.
So you go. You want to say something, or you want me to play the dude next, or?
She just, I mean, she young, but that just sounds so stupid. Like he took care of you. He didn't have a job probably because he had to take care of you, and now you talking about we don't go out. When am I going to be appreciated? Like what?
But I guess my question will be is. Somebody who, to me, just and maybe I'm just because I'm older and I just understand how many people aren't willing to wipe somebody's butt. Why would they even need? I wouldn't even care if you ever had a job or not. If you sit here, if you had it in your heart and the decency and the love and compassion for me to sit here and say, I was going through my work. Because we talking about 24 years old. I'm sure this dude, they got to be in their 20s. I'll play his clip because after I seen it, I just sent it to you. I ain't even finished listening to the whole jump. I'm sure he in his 20s as well. Though, do you know how? Think about what I just sit here and said a couple of minutes ago about how people didn't want to even help shove out their neighbors. Just in front, it could be literally just a sidewalk leading from your house or to your apartment or whatever to your neighbors next door to you. You don't want to sit here and help your neighbors sit here and shovel out their junk. You think people out here want to sit here and wipe people butt? Like, do you know how much you got to really be locked in with somebody to sit here and say, they ain't even married, this is just your boyfriend, and you worried about him having a job?
But I mean, he probably did have a job, but like we don't know the backstory. But he probably lost. I mean, he may have lost it trying to take care of you.
Listen, I could be different. I wouldn't give a fuck. I'm telling y'all right now. For people who think that this nigga should even have a job or even mad if he have a job, could y'all please? I want y'all to just honestly text y'all friend, your closest friend, whoever in your mind right now you think personally would wipe your butt if you needed help. I want you to text them, right? Pause this shit. Or if you can multitask, why are you listening to this? Text them right now. Like, hey, would you wipe my butt if I couldn't do it? Like if I was super sick?
Friend? Anybody, any of our friends?
Whoever. I guarantee you, them niggas is not willing. I'm guess what? You put out 2 kids out your body. I guarantee you, one of your kids ain't willing to wipe your ass. So that's my point. So why the fuck would I care if a nigga got a job on that? That to me, again, man, the world is so fucked up. The first thing that she said, you worried about if a nigga got a job or if he ain't took you out on a date, this nigga wiped your ass.
She want to feel appreciated. If that don't make you feel appreciated, then shit, I don't know what else will.
But I'm gonna tell you what,
because he ain't have to do it.
No, because guess what you'll see? Because it's easier to see, and what people do, keep comparing stuff, and comparing will keep sitting here destroying y'all brain on reality. You're comparing and thinking, well, this not a gift, this not a nice date, this not, because you can't show social media somebody wiping your butt. You can't show that, hey, I had brain surgery before. When I had a sinus infection before, I had brain surgery before. So I know the difference on how you just like, and I was young, so I can recover super fast, don't think twice about it, but dog, y'all crazy as shit. Like that shit to me, like her saying that, it was just like, you can't be like this. I couldn't even believe this was serious. And you was there, and you couldn't, like, again, like I said, sometimes when we be on TikTok, and I'd be like, damn, I be wondering if some of these stories is real. But then to come to find out, like, motherfuckers is willing to get on social, and not on social media, but in a public place to say this, and now to go viral, and the nigga gotta see this shit.
Put a finger down if, as a dude, you helped your girl through not 1, but 2 brain surgeries. Then she goes on that problematic as Tonight's Conversation podcast, talking about you did, in fact, help her through 2 brain surgeries, and that you are emotionally and physically amazing. So much so that you washed her ass when she couldn't do it, when she was in the hospital, and stayed with her the whole time. But now at 24 years old, she feel real grown, right? And she wants to know, how long does she have to wait to be appreciated? Because you were without a job for a few months, which is embarrassing enough, but she coming online to tell your business. And y'all haven't been on a date in a good while. And she wants to know what type of advice could they offer her? And how long does she have to wait to be appreciated, because wiping her ass and taking care of her in an invalid state wasn't enough? No? Yeah, me either. Put a finger down.
Like, man, that again, like I said, the crazy thing is this the world we live in. This is the society. These are the times we live in. And that shit to me is just sad. Like that shit is kind of like, I just really,
people in your corner, you need to bring back people that's just going to be completely honest and just rather hurt your feelings or not. Cause like that's crazy. That's
to me, it's crazy to even have one for you to go out in public and say it, but let alone again just to even for that to register in your brain. Because I think people don't understand how rare that is, and I don't even know how you don't understand how rare that is. But that's again what you're saying, not having nobody in your corner to tell you like, bro, that's a good man. Fuck just being a good man. That's a great human. I'm telling y'all, I don't think y'all understand how many people.
24. Like at 20, 23, 24, 25, who want to be doing that? So if they doing that, they actually care about you. They actually love you. It's like older people out here that don't even have that.
She gonna learn the hard way though. And like she had the audacity to be a big John too. Like that's the oh my God, dog. When you talk about bring back shame and some other type of shit, man. Oh my God. I ain't gonna lie to you. I tried to sit here and watch what's that shit? One battle after another. I can't do it, dog. Like that shit is so trash. I ain't gonna sit here and say it's trash. It just didn't catch my attention. Like, and maybe just because I didn't like give it my full divided attention. But I feel like I watch it the same way I watch anything else, and I just couldn't like nothing about that show. Just maybe like, damn, I got locked in. This super fire. This movie super fire. Like this shit was just me. Like it was like, all right. Like this one of them Jones where I kind of like I'm on the side of people. I don't know. Whatever can you hit whatever you just stepped on. There you go. That's cool. Yeah, I understand why some people just don't want. Hey, can you grab me a water? Why you? I understand people love Tiana Taylor, and that's kind of the reason why people really don't want to give it some crazy pushback against Sinners. But I watched it, and I'm telling you, like that wasn't like you can't even compare that to Sinners, dog. Like it's just not even. What was it? It's called One Battle After Another. That's the movie that Tiana Taylor was in with what's the white boy name again?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. Oh. And she won. I mean, I get it why people just like her, so nobody don't really want to sit here and give no real pushback to it. But I guess let's play this. Yeah, she got pregnant in that job. Yeah, it's action in the jump, but it's not a I mean, I guess you want like I don't know what your definition of an action movie is. I wouldn't put it on. I wouldn't call it an action movie. I get, man, but it was like, yeah, I guess I don't know. It just wasn't for me. I ain't gonna lie to you. It wasn't for me. But I mean, it's cool. Like I ain't gonna shit on it because Tiana Taylor in it, but it wasn't for me. But I do want to play. I guess we can get into the conversation about the game because I seen, of course, like when you see clips floating around on the internet, some shit I kind of like because I feel like sometimes my brain don't pick up on some of the shit, so I kind of gotta wait to hear what other people may get frustrated about. So I seen the clip of. And this is how you know when women brain work different from men brain. Because I didn't pick up on like the body language of the mom or how
on that picture.
No, of a game when he was doing the jump with the when he was interviewed. Hit that John Marcus, whatever you. When Game interview with his baby mother and her mother.
Right, they took a picture. You talk about the picture part.
I'm just talking about the clip that was going viral of him saying he didn't want to wipe the baby butt. He told her that.
I think the first thing I saw was a picture. It was a picture of them together, and it was like. He was in the middle and Evelyn was on one side, the daughter was on the other side. But the way she was sitting, Evelyn was sitting, you would have thought it was her man.
Yeah, see, I don't even know which one was which.
Oh, you don't know.
I guess I kind of got to, after I heard them start talking, I can tell that, okay, it's the younger girl. That's who baby it was.
And it rang true. Remember I told you I don't change diapers? Have I changed one? See, she don't like that shit, by the way.
No, I really feel like if you have a child and you are more than able, your hands are working, your fingers are fine, you have no arthritis, that you are more than able to wipe your, help and wipe your child's ass too, if you can wipe your own. Because when he's 50, let's say, what are you going to be, 112? Yeah. You might need someone to wipe yours. I got one. Yeah. And God willing, he does it. But did you wipe his? Yeah, this is all, it comes around.
Yeah, but I did tell you I don't change diapers from the beginning, before he was born. Did you think it was going to change? Like I would actually flip and do it?
I did.
The fact that you can be a mother and you can laugh at your daughter due to making decisions, due to your lack of knowledge or neglect of wanting to pass on information pertinent to her life, having a certain trajectory is nasty work. To sit there and laugh at your own daughter because she did not make the decision to say, you know what, once a person actually tells me something, I should believe them. And so therefore, if I'm not okay with what they're telling me being my reality, I probably shouldn't have a child with them.
So, okay, let me pause it right there. That breakdown that she said, in my mind, I never would listening to that. I didn't catch, I didn't think nothing of the mom was supposed to step in and tell her that.
At that point or just in general?
Just in general.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like you tell your kids that. I mean,
no, but I get
tell your kids, but don't mean it.
No, not even that. But I'm just sitting here saying, how many people is how close you and your daughter relationship got to be for her to sit here and say, "Hey, mom, this dude I'm having sex with, he's saying he don't wipe baby's ass. You think I should still have a kid?"
Well, no, I mean, I feel like just in general, I would tell my daughter. I told my daughter if something happens, but you always believe what they show you. It don't even have to be that part of it. You believe who people show you who they are. Don't believe what you want to believe. Believe who they show you because that's who they are in any situation.
Yeah, go right there, Mark.
Tells you everything it is that you need to know. Evelyn wants, if she hasn't done it already, she wants to have sex with the game. She wants to fuck the game. That's the only justification. That's the only reasoning that I could possibly come up with. To laugh at your own daughter, hearing her baby daddy say that, well, I don't change diapers, and I told you that I don't change diapers, and you still decided to give me a baby anyway, and you thought that you could change my mind, hee ha ha. And not even come to her defense. Yeah, she obviously wants what it was that you had, which is crazy. They got together and teamed up on that girl. Humiliation ritual at its finest, at its darkest, at its most sinister. You want to sleep with the same man that your daughter had a child with. If it hasn't happened already. And if it has happened, you probably want it to happen again. a lot of women's mothers get off on the idea of knowing that they have set you up to fail because they don't want you to be better than them.
Again, that's why I say I think sometimes like with some conversations, like maybe because I'm a dude, my brain didn't pick up none of that. Do you feel like you picked up that same?
It was just a weird thing. Like the mother was sitting there and giggling. Like Evelyn she was just giggling at a lot of shit that wasn't funny. Like your daughter is upset. Your daughter feels some type of way, and you think it's funny.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I don't necessarily know what else was she supposed to do though. That's the
It's
part.
a podcast, and y'all talk about it.
I feel like you can't.
Just like they had a clip where she asked him about if the daughter was to get like married or start dating or something, and he was trying to make it seem like nobody will really want to date her because of who he is. And once again, Evelyn was just like she thought the shit was funny. Like that's not like somebody like just because she had your child doesn't mean that she's not gonna be able to move on with somebody else.
Yeah, I think the game tripping. I don't think people care about the game enough for niggas. And she's a pretty girl, so I don't think the game is popular enough for niggas to even care. Probably don't. If niggas don't see this podcast episode, probably realistically won't even know that he got a kid with this girl. So it's like,
shit, they know.
I mean, maybe I don't.
That shit been talked about a lot now.
No, I know. I get that it's being talked about a lot, but what I'm sitting here saying is, I don't.
No, you think it won't stop nobody?
Yeah, I
don't think.
But he seemed to think that it is like she not gonna get nobody else.
That.
Yeah, he tripping if he think
niggas. He got more than one baby mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they ain't together, so that's my point.
Stop shit.
Let's go back into some other shit. What else is going on in the world? What your foot keep hitting that, John? What the hell? Y'all can't hear that, or am I tripping?
I mean, it's just a sound.
I realized slaves used to tell jokes. Okay. Slaves used to perform for the slave masters. And if they were funny enough, the slave master would take them to another plantation to perform for other slave masters. So niggas been on tour for a long time. We ain't new to this. We true to this. But we've always, the darker the pain, the more funny. And slavery was a painful period. But black people still re-rise. We was able to make fun of those dark situations. You know, we're able to keep us sane. Like I have white people ask me all the time, why are black people so spiritual? Why are you always thinking God? You know why? Because when we were slaves, that was our HR.
Right.
When we were slaves, our HR, our human resources department was God. It wasn't massa. It wasn't the slave master, the whipper. You know, the crack. That's what cracker came from. The who cracked the whip. That's where crackers came from.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what we call them crackers because you was the one who cracked the motherfucking whip. But God is our HR, and to this day, God is still our HR.
Yeah,
that's our human resources. Who we gonna cry to? Who we gonna go to when we getting fucked over? We went to God as slaves. That's our HR. So we laugh the hardest because we've been through the most shit. Why do black people laugh so loud? Why they go? Because we've been through the most shit and we need to laugh the most. We've been through the most pain and we need that laughter. That's why when they open comedy clubs, it's usually the first 3-4 months are all black headliners because black people gonna come because we need to laugh and we're gonna get the word out that there's a new club in town.
Got you.
We're the chosen one.
Again, I guess I could take my victory lap real quick while it's still on the top of my brain. Again, shout outs to Unrivaled for breaking the record for the largest crowd ever. I get it used to be called the Wells Fargo Arena. That is, of course, where the 76ers play at, and of course, Meek Mills used to do his Meek Mills and Friends concert there every year. I guess like similar to like a birthday bash for himself. Again, I believe they had 21,400 and I think 40 something people, and the tickets, and for all the people who are like ticket hustlers and you pay attention to the ticket prices, of course the normal price to a 76ers game is $86. The normal price for this Unrivaled game was $165. So again, shout out to the women of Unrivaled, for people who in their mind, of course, because y'all know the conversation, and this is, and to me is again when I see and say, I think people, like, when you just even talking about certain things, always say this sometimes, like, if you're gonna actually just talk about stuff, I think you should take time, one, to understand what you're talking about. And I get, like, women's basketball is still like a very new thing to a lot of people. Some people been watching it, a lot of people wasn't, but now a lot of people wanted to have their opinion. And the sad thing is, again, when we're talking about just black people using their voice for certain shit, because so many people were kind of just lazy, have lazy takes. And again, we talking about just like, what's the hot thing to talk about on the algorithm? So many people attach their names to just the Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese conversations, and didn't never take time to actually get to know any of the other women. And that's why, and I said this a million times on here, like, we're gonna just talk about women's basketball, like, no disrespect to either one of them women, but we talking about just off of pure skill. Those two should have never even been in the conversation 90% of the time. So it's kind of just like for that to constantly be the thing, and for people to kind of just try to see and say, well, Caitlin Clark not gonna play in Unrivaled, it's not gonna do nothing. Well, Caitlin Clark play basketball games, and she ain't never been late in no fucking game with that many people there. So again, that's why I'm saying where it's like, yeah, that shit be sounding like cool. And again, to me, it's lazy takes. And I'm never disappointed in white people for ratting for their people. So I'm never, like, when I'm talking about, like, I be disappointed in people who jumped on the Caitlin Clark shit. I don't be disappointed in the white people, because that's what you're supposed to do. Now, when y'all do it for Josh Allen, cool. When you do it for Justin Herbert and all them other niggas, I'm never mad at those takes, because you doing what you're supposed to do. Those are your people, rap for your people. But for black niggas who just wanted to hop on because women's basketball is a popular thing, let me just talk about it, and y'all attached your wagon to the Caitlin Clark shit, it was just like, now you look nuts. Because now, and again, I told y'all that last year, now niggas can't come back to the conversation, because now if you want to go back to talking about women's basketball, you're going to have to do your research for your opinion to really matter, because now they have proved that, hey, we sell jerseys, we sell products, and we put butts in. And again, I think this is Unrivaled's NBA YoungBoy moment, because a lot of people, when it's just online and you can't really just pay attention to it, because I think a lot of WNBA teams, I talk about this even with the Mystics, sometimes it's just where teams play it is if you do horrible jobs. I say that about the University of Maryland, just their basketball department, period, women and men. Some teams, like, yeah, it be teams places, but niggas just do horrible jobs at promoting shit. Perfect example with the Wizards. Why the fuck would y'all do John Wall bobblehead night or his thing, and the very next day was LeBron James there? Why not set him up for the W and not a failure? Like, I get maybe because I even seen people, because I seen people there at the game and niggas was like, but of course sometimes people don't be from here, so I seen niggas went crazy on the dude in his comments. But I seen a dude who was at the John Wall jump, and he was like, damn, why DMV people don't go and support the Wizards? Huh? You commented on that one?
On Threads?
Yeah, it was on Threads. They was kicking.
This team some shit.
The team is some shit, but then again, it's just where to drive at, dog. Think about just because the weather's super.
I said, bust their windows and take you out to get out of the parking. It's a list of shit why people don't go to that game.
But again, and I think of course, and I understand, like I said, women's basketball is still very new, so people aren't as animated to talk about it as, like, because you can come up with them same excuses for a reason why Mystics, like, I'll always shoot the Mystics and bail, because I know how many people who born and raised in the DMV don't want to go to Southeast for nothing if they don't got to.
But I think, even if you compare it to like how the Commanders and the Wizards are, I think it's more of a football fan base than it is an actual basketball fan base.
But the reason why I give you some pushback and say you can't say that's true, because we have produced more basketball players, more professional.
When they come to these arenas, that's when they show up. But for the Wizards, I'm saying
no. But you're missing what I'm saying is, so if you can put out niggas, like, if these players can be born and raised here, from your Kevin Durant's, Victor Oladipo, all the list. Listen, the DMV area for NBA basketball players is longer than it is for football players. So you can't sit here and say this is just a football town where, no, it's just where they play it. There's no way in hell you telling me if John Wall would have had his jump, and you telling me that the Wizards still play and where the Capital One Arena was, for people who not old enough to know where the Capital One, where the Boulevard is right now, if the Wizards still play right there, I'm telling you, especially the way niggas was geeking to get out of the house, and a lot of y'all, some of y'all too old to sit here and can't sit in your own goddamn space for 2 or 3 days. I'm not talking about for the people who had to go to work. I'm talking about motherfuckers who act like they was about to die because they can't sit in their own, somewhere you pay bills at. You couldn't sit in that motherfucker for 3 days without feeling like, oh, I gotta get outside. Like, that shit is nasty, dog. Man or woman, that's not a turn on. That is a turn off. If you can't sit your grown ass 30 and over, you can't sit in the house for 3 days, it's crazy.
Yeah, but I don't. Because it was just his bobblehead. They didn't retire his jersey or nothing like that.
I mean, they treated it like he retired his jersey.
That's why I say
but my whole point is, if you really wanted to set him up to win instead of for failure, you could have did it the very next night they played the Lakers.
You wanted to win because they won that game, right?
Man, who the fuck care? You want to be in there in front of people?
But
that motherfucker, the very next night it turned into the LeBron and Bronny fucking slam dunk contest.
I don't think and look how much they lost by, like fucking 50 points. Who the hell, like that shit would have been embarrassing.
I mean, I would have rather been there. Nigga, he still worked that night.
Who? Oh, John Wall.
Yeah, he worked. He worked with the what's
Amazon?
No, not Amazon. He worked with Amazon, but he do the he also do the Wizards. What's the Channel 10? Whatever the Channel 10. He was on the post game for Lakers game. I was in the gym and I was just watching.
Like I said, I mean, they picked that. I mean, they probably picked the right person to play against. So that's why I don't think it had nothing to do with how many people was going to come out. I think, like I told you before, when you said that, like, should his jersey be retired? Like I said, I don't think people that much invested into him like that.
I think people are invested in him. I just think
but for the Wizards fan base, because even like Gilbert and all that, like I said, I don't think the Wizards have a strong fan base.
I mean, I can't argue that. I just think
that's why I say, like, even for, like I said, compared to football, that, like, if this was we about to sit here and on a Clinton Porters or whoever the case may be, people want to show up for that. Because, like I said, it's more Redskin fans than it is Wizards fans. People just go to the Wizards games because they playing your favorite player. They're not going because they're a Wizards fan.
I mean, of course, I'm not going to disagree with that. I mean, of course, I didn't even mean to get over onto the Wizards shit because we was talking about Unravel. Again, like I said, shout outs to the women of Unravel. Again, that is a huge, I mean, that was a great look. Again, now, like I said, that's their NBA young boy moment because sometimes stuff can live on the internet. And if you just see it, I even seen a video of Kyle Lowry. He was at the game and he was like, nah, this shit is different from going here, actually being in the building and then watching it on TV. Because watching it on TV, it doesn't do you as much justice as actually going to the game. And it's just a different beast. But again, like I said, that's they got to prove themselves and they can hang their hat on like, yeah, we told y'all, nigga, y'all do a horrible job at promoting the product. Y'all do a horrible job at the days of the game. Like I even seen somebody complaining about the Mystics. Like, dog, how the fuck the Mystics only got one Saturday game all summer?
Coming up.
Yeah, for the season that's supposed to come up.
They put out the schedule and all that.
Yeah, they are. But the people,
I didn't even know they did that yet.
That's my point. But I mean, of course, because a lot of people have been getting it pushed. Like none of the players have been promoting the schedule or nothing. So the teams just put out the schedules and like.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I thought they were stuff. I thought about that. As they.
Oh fuck no! And no, hell no! And you know what? If you want to see the difference, and you know what's so funny? I just love how you can tell when like people just be trying to be on some get with shit, especially on Threads, because the Threads it's real WNBA fans on there. So like real WNBA fans ain't sitting here like, oh, I'm about to buy my season tickets. Like nigga, they because let's be clear, it be endless NBA players actually on Threads in back and forth in the comment. And I'm not talking about like back and forth in the comment section on some like I'm clapping back at fans. No, they're building community and building a fan base for their self outside of the W. So people fuck with these players. Why would I buy season tickets and y'all ain't even paid these motherfuckers yet? But people who just be on some get with shit, I'm looking at tickets for the All-Star game. Why would you waste your money and you don't even know if they're gonna have a season? How the fuck are you make it make sense? How you gonna buy All-Star tickets for some shit that may not even go on? Like that shit, but you could tell those are just fake fans who just trying to get down with the shit now because the women's basketball thing is just a hot thing. Again, like I said, shout out to the women on Unravel. Shout out to Breonna Stewart. Shout out to Nafisa Collier for just building the Unravel League and allowing these women to kind of do their thing. And shout out to Marina Baybird. She had fucking 47 points. She absolutely shot the lights out in fucking Philly. And I believe she's from New Jersey. And then shout out to Paige Beck because I do want to pay I want to play a couple of clips from Paige because Paige did, because when you talk about people complaining about Anthony Edwards, some people are not scared to use their platform. And Paige Beckers is one of them people who don't duck the smoke and is not afraid to use her voice and speak up.
Because I like really just enjoy each moment in itself. But like this is amazing. Like even when we were warming up, the crowd was screaming and they were just really there to support. And you look up in the stands and you just see so many different colored jerseys because there's just so many women to support. And so that's really, really huge. And it's beautiful to see just because we feel like, again, like the women before us paved the way. And now we're finally getting the recognition, the media coverage, accessibility on TV. Like we're playing in an NBA arena and sold out 21,000. So it really means a lot just because of me like growing up watching the game and knowing how amazing those women were, and how many people have paved the way, and then what we want for the next generation as well. So it's just really amazing to be a part of, and like we never want to take it for granted. Just these opportunities that are in front of us.
And I thought that was her Minnesota clip, because I mean, of course, for people who don't know, Paige Beckers is from Minnesota. She even got a like a street named after her in Minnesota. Let me play. I won't play this Marina Mayberry jump.
Kind of piggybacking off what Paige said, like just the ice in Minnesota and stuff. Anything that goes into the jar this month is going to donations to Minnesota. So it's bigger than me always. So we're gonna find a good cause and try to help everybody out.
And again, and I mean, I know I said this last week, so people who made it because we didn't put it out on the regular podcast app. This is for, and that's why I think for sometimes, like for certain athletes, it's kind of in their DNA who they are. And I think for when you're looking for athletes to kind of speak up, it's nothing for the WNBA players to kind of like speak out on politics or like the ICE situation, because that's just what they do. It's literally, I told y'all before, it's a documentary on Amazon and you can watch it. It was about the 2020 season in the bubble and how they sit here and got rid of the Atlanta Dream owner who was a politician, and they end up getting Governor Warnock to go against her and help him get elected and win. So again, like I said, that's in their DNA. That's just who they are. Though these are very outspoken women. And again, when you even looked at the crowd, like, and shout outs to people like the celebrities in Philly who showed up, like literally the only two big name celebrities from Philly that wasn't there was Meek Mills and Kevin Hart, but everybody else from there, from Wanda Sykes to Tierra Whack, like I'm talking about everybody and their mother, all the NBA players, the niggas who play for the 76ers and all that. Like I appreciate just seeing those people, especially Wanda Sykes. Like nigga, Wanda Sykes is Wanda Sykes. I talked about how fucking funny the Upshaws was. Like Wanda Sykes is a real live celebrity, probably realistically, we talking about on the female side, probably one of the most popular females from Philadelphia. So just for them to even be able to show up, shit, even Don Staley was there. Like, again, like I said, shout outs to fucking Unravel. I want to play this one last clip of this young lady that I follow on Threads. She was breaking down she was speaking on the Chicago Sky, and of course Chicago Sky is where Angel Reese plays, and because this kind of ties into the CBA on why. Yeah, about the owner, and then she talked about Unravel as well on why they not like, and again, that's why I said, like, when it comes to just the WNBA conversation and some of the reasons why some of these like, you got to kind of, I mean, of course, it's because you see the comments sometimes, and I be looking. Y'all know I'm just a comment watcher sometimes, so sometimes I can't help it. I go look at posts, and I just want to see what the comments say. And I kind of even want to play a clip of Skip Bayless when he was bigging up, like talking about why black head coaches should get a chance, and then not being any, and none of them not getting a chance. But you see so many people in the comment section for even the Skip Bayless John, where it's like, oh, this nigga always picking sides. He always sitting here tap dances for black people. I'm like, damn, this nigga can't use his fucking voice to sit here and highlight some good black coaches and feel like he tap dancing to black people. Like that shit was so crazy for me to read that. But again, you will believe that, like, when niggas be in the like trying to sit here and say these WNBA players, they should just be happy whatever they getting. Like, shut the fuck up.
As if things weren't already messy enough, Chicago Sky's principal owner Michael Alter is getting hit with a lawsuit and is raising serious questions about transparency and truth within the WNBA. The lawsuit was filed on January 28th. And in simple terms, the minority owner, Steven Rogers, is suing the majority owner, Michael Alter, claiming that Alter used his control of the team to make financial decisions that benefited him while hurting the smaller owners. According to the lawsuit, Michael Alter allegedly structured deals that increased his ownership value while reducing what the minority owner's stake was worth. In short, this accusation is alleging that Alter is running the team in a way that puts the majority owner first instead of treating the owners equally. But if you follow the Chicago Sky's practice facility saga, the idea of Michael Alter or the Chicago Sky ownership group lying is not surprising. In July 2024, the team announced plans for a new practice facility, and according to meeting minutes involving the Chicago City Mayor and Bedford Park, obtained by advocate, talent agent, and creator Tijuana Jackson, the Sky failed to make a $1.5 million escrow deposit that she says was due in January 2025. She also says that despite the alleged non-payment, leadership still approved a $7 million subsidy, bringing the public commitment to roughly $32 million of a $43 million project. From what I'm understanding, Jackson interprets the records as suggesting the Sky may not have the money for their portion and that delays and renegotiations have allowed the project to keep moving without an upfront payment. This is all significant because players in the WNBA are demanding a deal that matches their growth. And the WNBPA has been clear that transparency is not optional when you're negotiating for the future. If a lawsuit is alleging conflicts around valuation inside the ownership group, the players demanding the WNBA to show the books needs to be mandatory, because at this point, we can't be certain that this is an isolated incident happening with just one franchise. Unrivaled just pulled in over 21,000 fans, setting a record for a regular season women's pro basketball game. These numbers support what I previously said. The fans care about the players. It does not matter who they're playing for. And if the WNBA does not see that by now, the 2026 season and the future of the WNBA might be cooked. But what are your thoughts, Hoops Tribe? How do you feel about Chicago Sky's latest scandal? Let's talk hoops. As if,
and again, like I said, that, and just to me, just again, when it's just conversations and you want to talk about things, I just think realistically, it's never that hard to just do homework on shit where you can kind of just, even if you personally don't know what you're talking about, you can find other people who are very well learned and well studied in the subject. And again, like I said, for just people who think if you're going just off of what Stephen A. Smith or whoever, whatever players you get your WNBA conversation from, y'all niggas is crazy as dog shit. To me, if you just listen to me, nigga, I don't buy fucking jerseys. I don't even wear jerseys. But nigga, I didn't bought multiple Angel Reese jerseys, multiple Angel Reese sneakers. And nigga, and if you can get me, my cheap ass to spend that type of money, there are people, and I watch, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm mad at myself for not going to that the joint, but I just didn't know at that time when the tickets first went on sale, they didn't even know what players was playing. But that just show you how some people just locked in, just super like the women who was in that arena on Frockin' Friday are just real live women's basketball fans, because they bought them tickets soon as they went on sale, and niggas didn't even know who was playing on the teams or what teams they was gonna be playing. People just was buying tickets off the rip, and them shits was damn near already sold out when they put them shits on sale like last summer or something like that. So again, like I said, shout outs to Unrivaled, shout outs to all the women who have been WNBA supporters already off the rip. Again, like I said, I do think realistically, just what will eventually take the league to the next limit. I think they just kind of need just like casual, just regular women to kind of really tap in, because you see so many, and it's because women are diehard football. Like, it's a lot of women who be like diehard football fans. When they can find a way to tap into some of those women, like, and I know it's probably a lot harder to do, because like you said, even when I look at it, like I see so many women that I follow who be like huge football fans, but they don't even be fucking with the NBA like that. So it's like, I think that's just going to be a hard jump. So I don't know. I mean, again, that is kind of why you almost need somebody like an Angel Reese to be kind of almost the crossover person, where it's like, I'm a continuously tackle the black culture and try to just tie people in who don't care about basketball, but just really locked into the culture and kind of pull them in, because you just need those casual fans that will make going to WNBA games more of like a date night thing. Like what you said with the Wizards, like niggas just go sometimes just because it's just a cool thing to do for a date. Like, I'm not a Wizards fan, but I'm just going to a Wizards game because they may be playing somebody cool. It'll be sweet. Get some Instagram videos, some TikTok videos. Again, like I said, shout outs to the women at Unrivaled. Shout outs to all the women's basketball players. I guess real quick, just to kind of just while we talking about basketball a little bit, I've seen a lot of people kind of upset and giving pushback to some of the players who have went to the G League and want to go back to college. So I mean, of course, one of the bigger names was D-Wade's son.
It wasn't him.
Shit, he got. I mean, somebody playing right now, and he got a nigga getting booed. Matter of fact, I'll play the clip.
That's the one. That's where it started off at. Did Bam who got drafted last year or something like that?
Yeah, well, he played at the G League, and he back in college now. He playing who he play for?
Foul on that guy.
He played for Alabama.
Alex Condon.
Trying to tap it in.
Boy, Betty, that foul.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Them fucking college kids is a rough goddamn crowd. So if you couldn't understand what they was cheering G League dropout, which sound absolutely crazy. But again, my only thing about this is when it comes to the kids wanting to go back, I hate that people giving it a pushback, because realistically, maybe there is a difference between for the women and the men, because dog, men's college basketball may need some of these extra niggas to even give it a real storyline. And the reason why I say that, because let's be honest, for the casual person right now, if you really don't pay attention to college basketball until March Madness, and you may end up doing your brackets or nothing, the only player that I'm talking about, like, just for casual people who just may pay attention to sports, but you're just not really locked into college basketball, the only name you probably know about college basketball right now is Kyan Anthony. And nigga, he come off the bench for Syracuse. He realistically, him and then for people who may know more about basketball, you may be an NBA fan, but you're still not really locked into college, then you probably know who Kyan is. You're probably paying attention to Gilbert Arenas' son because he's Gilbert Arenas' son, not because you actually give a fuck about college basketball. And then you probably have heard people talk about the Boozer twins.
Shit, the two that played last night.
No, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. But those people, if you know who the dark-skinned nigga who played for fucking BUI, that means or BUI, whatever the hell the name of that college is, you actually watch college basketball if you know who that is. I'm talking about, because like, again, when we talk about women's basketball, people know who Flau'jae Johnson is, even if they don't know her name. If they see her face, oh, that's the girl who be rapping on Instagram. People know who Juju Watkins is if you don't watch women. The most popular college basketball players, women or men, are still the women. More people off of just name or face recognition. More people, the casual person just listen right now who probably don't care about college sports at all, they know by face. If I show you a picture and be like, hey, who is that? They gonna know who Juju Watkins is. They probably, if I show you a fucking video of Flau'jae, you probably, oh, that's the girl who be rapping on Instagram. They don't, outside of the names that I said, Kyan probably just realistically off of just for casual people just on social media probably know who Kyan Anthony is just off the strength of he be on social media, he be on Lala page, he be on Carmelo page, and most black people know who Lala or they know who Carmelo or they know who both of them is. That's my point. College basketball, especially on the men's side, they still don't have no real big names or no luster, and that's the reason why some of these older players can even flirt around with going back, because it ain't no room. Women couldn't do that. And you ain't gonna never, because it's too much. Like the women's college basketball still already got too many names, too many storylines. A lot of them are still attached to some of the like think about it. Flau'jae is still attached to Angel Reese. Fucking what's Paige Becker's girlfriend that played for Connecticut? And she from here. She from Arlington. AZ Fudd. So a lot of them still already kind of got attachments to bigger, newer names in fucking women in the WNBA for college basketball. They don't have that. Like that. What's the attachment to like? It's not even an attachment, like even how people are super, like for college women's basketball, like people are super attached to Dawn Staley. Like even if you don't know who none of South Carolina players is, you know who Dawn Staley is. So if you flip it on ESPN and you see Dawn Staley, you may go sit here and watch the game because you see Dawn Staley. For men's basketball, like what's the player or the coach that niggas is really just we super attached to just because it's that coach?
I think some people just attached to the teams. I mean, it's like if you went there or whatever the case may be, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I think people still have that attachment. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to college basketball, I think that's more of, it's like you got to have like, all right, yeah, I went there, or you know what I'm saying? That was like, I've been watching them since I was little. I don't think like you go no players or.
But guess what? Back in the day, you used to know players. That's my point.
You used to know the players back then, but that's what I'm saying. I think, and that's what people became fan. Like, people might be a Tar Heel fan because of Jordan. I don't think, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's just, I just like North Carolina. I don't think it has no attachment with player wise. You know what I'm saying now.
But you proving my point. That's the point.
But that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of people just still fans of the team. I don't think they're fans of individual players.
I mean, I don't think it is like it used to be. I don't think you sit here and see just maybe in that kind of if you kind of tying it into just like fashion and shit like that. It's like they don't even kind of push out the school the school like gear or anything anymore. Like think about back in the day when like Nick, like them Miami Hurricane starter jackets used to hit. Like them shits used to hit like professional sports. Like niggas used to geek to have like some University of Miami shit. Just because of that color wave and all of that, like it just like I just think college sports don't have that same luster. So I'm not mad at none of the players who want to go back. I'm not mad at D-Wade's son. I'm not mad at the little nigga who the nigga who Drake was talking to his mom's Ace Bailey. Like I'm not mad at them. Why not? If they not playing in the NBA and I can go back to college, get me some millions of dollars and I can live for free.
Like I told you last when we was talking about Queen. Why, if you're going to get paid, you're already getting paid. You're not going to get paid more in the NBA than what you're getting paid in college right now. The NIL.
But he different though. He just like been hooping in the NBA, so he ain't know.
He fell under in the right team, but that's why I'm just saying certain players. I don't think you should take. Like I said, you can benefit more by staying longer.
No, for sure. But I think again that goes into parenting. It's some people. It's not. These kids don't have, and no disrespect to all the kids they just don't, their parents ain't putting their foot down like dogs. And that's why I respect Carmelo Anthony for telling Kanye, like, bro, you can stay in college. Like, what's the rush? Nigga, we got money and you gonna get money off of NIL. What the fuck is your rush to go to the NBA? Cause get it. If you from the fucking hood, like from let's say even for like for fucking Derek Queen, like nigga, he from Baltimore. Like he from Baltimore. He still got a hard ass Baltimore accent every time he talk. Like I'm cool. I'm not mad at you. Go get you an NBA. You was a draft. You was a lottery pick. Cool. Go into the draft. I'm not mad at that. But for certain players, it's like you don't need it. What's the purpose? And especially if you're going to sit here and go and then you're not even about to get no crazy bread, where you can sit here and play in college, build you up a legacy in college. So even in worst case scenario, if you don't make it to the NBA or your NBA career is short, you can at least come back to this college and be a coach. You can get a fucking bar. You can do whatever the case may be in that area because you built up a legacy in that area. But you sit and you were still getting paid millions of dollars and don't got to spend a dollar.
Everybody's dream is to make it to the NBA. So if you say, "Oh, I can go right now," you don't know that you know it's going to last. You're going to take that shot.
Yeah, I'd rather get that college money and live for free, live like a king on college campus and give me some pussy. I'm cool. It was another conversation that was going super crazy on TikTok. And the conversation was about dudes trying to dress like studs. And I ain't gonna lie, to me, it was just a little bit comical. Like I didn't take it to heart where it's like, oh my God, I can't believe these stupid bitches on here talking and saying niggas trying to dress like, but I seen some people they were saying that niggas out here dress like studs, which it sounds like realistically almost sound like an oxymoron. It's like, how can niggas dress like studs and studs dress like niggas? But when they break it down, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna let you hear it. Make a lot of sense. Where the hell is this at?
They're dressing like studs. Let's talk about it. Y'all not gonna do hauls showing me 5 pairs of bedazzled sweatpants and tell me that y'all don't get y'all inspo from studs. But let's introduce a nuance into the conversation. The most influential people who create trends that permeate through culture very seldom get the credit for it. So while these men may not directly say, oh yeah, there's this stud that I follow on TikTok who I got my fashion sense from, we all know what we're looking at. So are the men dressing like studs? Yes. But do they know that? I don't think they do. I think more so, this is a conversation about how androgyny really has influenced a lot of what we find unique and interesting when it comes to art and pop culture. ASAP, for example, who's like one of the, top male fashion icons right now. I looked at his merch the other day and he has a beanie that's a set of rollers. It's a whole head of rollers. Like, you guys, come on. Now, I've never seen men embrace women's wear quite like how they do now. In 2023, men discovered their waists and decided that they wanted to start wearing every crop t-shirt they could find. They wanted to crop every hoodie they could find, every crop jacket. On top of that, I've been seeing a lot of men wear women's wide leg trousers, something to do with the way they fall on the body. This combination of a wide leg women's pant with a shortened crotch that hovers right above a boots with a crop t-shirt, it makes y'all look more petite than you actually are, on top of the fact that baggy silhouettes are also trending. So baggy on baggy tends to make you look a little smaller, even if you are a very tall man. So aesthetically, a lot of the silhouettes that we're seeing tend to lean more androgynous. I think that specifically with the intersection of menswear and streetwear, the only way forward, the only way that men are trying to elevate their style, look a little bit different, more interesting, there's only 2 routes. A, adornments on traditional menswear cuts, or B, embracing women's wear. The main difference between studs and men, and as far as fashion goes, is masculine presenting women dress that way, yes, for preference, also in consideration of the body, even with a more menswear aesthetic or more masculine aesthetic, also to signal some type of gender nonconformity. Men, it may not be to appear queer, but more so, like I said, to not look like every other nigga in the club. So instead of a hoodie, it's a bedazzled hoodie. Instead of a beanie, it's a beanie with a bunch of pearls on it. Instead of regular jeans, it's jeans with, a bunch of graphics on it. Or instead of a hoodie, it's a women's fit cropped cardigan. Androgyny in fashion is not something that is new, but for some reason, there's a judgment for it because maybe now we're seeing studs become more part of mainstream conversation. It's interesting for sure. Let me know what you think. The men are dressing like before the.
So I guess it probably depends on how old you are, and I guess the people you follow, if this makes sense to you or this seems a little too foreign for you. Because even the pictures, in her video, the pictures that she was using, it's kind of like a lot of younger men, maybe like, can you hit that joint again? I don't know what your foot keep hitting that joint. But and I guess realistically for people who may not be looking, I guess the easiest way I guess I can paint a picture for you is like to kind of make this make sense is the way Kyle Kuzma, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Stephon Diggs, like if you think of any of them, like think about whatever your wildest Stephon Diggs outfit may be, 9 times out of 10, you can imagine a stud wearing it. Think about the craziest thing you ever seen James Harden or Russell Westbrook with. 9 times out of 10, you could probably picture a stud in that. Same thing with Kyle Kuzma. Like, I get what she's like when you saying it, like just saying like loud, like, oh, men trying to dress like studs. Yeah, people gonna give it pushback. Some niggas gonna get offended. But then when you really get to the conversation and she be like, hey, go look at ASAP Rocky. This nigga got rollers in his head. Where it's like, I feel like she almost being a little bit more respectful saying you dressing like a stud and saying you dressing like a bitch. Because a grown man running around with rollers in his head is fucking crazy. Like, I don't even think a stud would even play like that. So again, like,
same thing the rollers thing. I mean, the only other person I seen was Big Worm. So I don't.
Yeah, again, like I said, I think it just depends on how you I think it just depends on how you listen to it or how you pay it attention. But again, like I said, I mean, I agree with what she's saying. Like when the way she kind of broke it down and when she used certain pictures, it kind of made it a lot easier for me to agree with what she was saying. Hold on.
Always find it interesting that women come on here and tell other women, you know, to basically utilize men financially because men fall deeper in like or love with women that they are financially doing stuff for, right? And what I want to tell y'all is the more you allow a man to do for you financially, that is the quickest way for you to be manipulated by said man. Okay.
Real quick, I want to pause it right there because reason why I think it just I don't think when you say stuff like that, I guess it kind of almost puts like, well, it's an all man. Because at the beginning, when she was sitting here saying, like, if a man spends some bread, will he become a little bit more invested? And I'm just me as a man thinking about like, women, they kind of just let you kind of get over freely and you ain't have to put no real effort into courting her or just building a bond with her and you ain't really investing nothing. It's easy for you to kind of be like, all right, well, she start acting funny or you feel like you want to act funny towards her. It's a lot easier to act funny towards this woman if you ain't got no real financial investment in it. So that's why I kind of like, I'm not like, it's hard for me to disagree with that because I understand like women that I done spent bread on, like if you kind of go out on some dates and you may tricked off on like just like a little outfit or something, or you done paid to get her hair done, you ain't gonna let that woman, unless you got crazy, like super, your bag is OD crazy and you don't care about tricking you on your Boston Richie. Yeah, you may not care, but for niggas who kind of, you working hard for your money, you ain't gonna let some broad you help her pay $500, you pay $500 to get her hair done. You ain't gonna just let her leave off the first little argument. But if she let me beat 4 or 5 times and I ain't never even had to take her out to get some chicken fried rice, all right, well, bitch, fuck you and your stank ass attitude. It's just like, if we just being honest, like, so it's like, it's hard for me to disagree with like the women who said hey, get that nigga to spend some money because niggas appreciate their money, especially if you're not getting free, easy money. If the hard I gotta work for my bread, I'm not gonna sit here and just be like, oh, I'm gonna be cool with just allowing shit to slide. It's not going. It wouldn't happen. So I agree with what she was saying. What's going on? I guess it's real quick because we talked about this case before. So again, this is off the Julio case.
I'm not a lawyer, but we have an update on the Alicia Andrews case. Remember, we last left off when Alicia was about to be sentenced, but her attorneys filed what's called a petition for a writ of prohibition, basically asking the higher court to step in and remove Judge Michelle Sisco from the case because they argued she was biased. And when they asked her to remove herself, she denied it. So that writ was submitted in December. And then the state responded, and then Alicia's team responded. And now the appellate court has responded, and they removed the judge. The order granting the motion says petitioner's petition, meaning the defendant, for a writ prohibiting Judge Michelle Sisco from presiding further in the case is granted as the petitioner's motion to disqualify the judge filed in the case is deemed legally sufficient. Accordingly, Chief Judge Christopher Sabella shall immediately appoint a successor judge pursuant to Florida Rule of General Practice and Judicial Administration. The stay imposed by this court's December 5th order is lifted. That stay part is because Alicia's attorneys requested a stay put on the case, basically saying everything concerning this case should be on hold until disqualification issue is resolved. And so now the appellate court is saying the pause can be removed, a new judge should be appointed, and this case can carry on. Now, I told y'all I'm not a lawyer. So the question becomes, does this new judge just get to sentence Alicia? But if the appellate court says that the motion to dismiss was legally sufficient, Alicia's team has also filed an appeal for this case. And so does this ruling strengthen their appeal? Also, will the new judge be able to determine a sentence without knowing the facts of the case? Are they just going to get time to read through the case to get caught up? I told y'all I'm not a lawyer and I have a lot of questions, but Judge Michelle Cisco has been removed and will not be sentencing Alicia Andrews. And we'll see what happens now. I'm not a lawyer, but
I ain't gonna lie to you. I know a lot of y'all was in my TikTok comments and stuff, and people were sitting here judging her smirk on her face. And when she was in court and she was kind of smiling and acting like shit was sweet, maybe she knew something that we didn't know. Because obviously, like right now, it seems like the ball is kind of like playing in her favor. So I ain't mad at her. That's one of them trials, like between that, Lil Durk, and the YMW and Melly. Those is 3 Jones that I'm definitely paying a lot of attention to and kind of want to figure out how those ones will play out. Yeah, what else is going on in the real world? I feel like we did talk about Skip Bayless real quick.
Very disturbing to me what's happened to black head coaches in the National Football League. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I keep bringing it up because it keeps rearing its ugly head. And by the way, Nate Shieldhouse, he's the only black offensive up-and-coming star coach that I know of in the whole pipeline. Well, that's just wrong. I mean, something's going south here with black head coaches. We got D'Amico Ryans thriving in Houston. And after that, help me out. Will Raheem get a shot in Arizona? It's just disappointing. That's why I wanted Nate Shieldhouse to get a shot. If you give him a shot, he just might go places.
It's developing, like you said. Shieldhouse is one of them. There's guys in the pipeline, running back coaches. The enemy go to Kansas City and he's successful, he might get a shot.
But he was successful and he didn't get a shot.
You know, it's conversations like this. We stir the pot enough, Skip.
Well, I hope so.
Put that pressure on that. It just take time, Skip. It take time for us in this league, man. It's just like everything else.
It's a reflection of real society out there. It's the same thing that happens in your daily CEO type situations in the normal working world. It's going to take some time, but it's more than enough qualified candidates.
I wanted Brian Flores to get a shot because he belongs being a head coach in this league. I did talk to a high-ranking black official in the NFL who told me, and didn't want his name associated with this, but he said, and I quote, Brian Flores is the kind of black man who scares white people. And Brian Flores is a powerhouse, and he's his own man, authoritative and commanding, and he's a really good football coach. I know for a fact he wanted the Baltimore job, and we brought it up early that he belongs in Baltimore. They went with Jesse Minter. He did sue the NFL for discrimination, so that may be held against him by some owners. He deserves a head coaching job and would have been perfect for Baltimore. He would have turned that around in a heartbeat.
But Flo got that strong personality. It ain't going nowhere. Whoever hires him, they're going to have to deal with that. I deal with that. Sometimes it helps you. Sometimes it hurts you. It's part of what makes him a dominant DC.
It's very disturbing.
Real quick, and the reason why, and you know, again, when I kind of tied that back into the conversation a few seconds ago, and I was talking about how I just wish more like women who really locked in on like football can kind of fuck with the WNBA a little bit. A lot of women that I personally know who are Baltimore Ravens fans, it's so funny because I, you know, like when the conversation when they first fired Jim Harbaugh, you know, I'm just, you know, in the DMs just holding a little random conversation. I'm like, damn, who would you want to see the coach? It was so crazy. Like maybe if listen, say if it was like 3 or 4 different women, and all of them seeing was like they wanted Brian Flores to be the new head coach for the Ravens. And of course, I mean, these people are real diehard Ravens fans, so people just gonna get in line for whoever the head coach is. But it was just funny that Skip said that, and realistically, the people that I know who are females who are really just Ravens fans, they all wanted him to become the Ravens' next head coach. So it was just kind of funny that they said that. And just one, you know what's so funny real quick, because y'all gave Joe Budden some bail on the politics shit. I guess one of my, and I don't even want to kind of compare him to Charlamagne, but I don't know how many of y'all actually pay attention to like for like podcasts or who they signed to. Man, Colin Cowherd has got his fucking thumb all over a lot of popular black podcasts. So people who don't know who Colin Cowherd is, he works for Fox Sports, but he also has probably arguably one of the bigger podcast networks that is affiliated how Charlamagne, you know how like Charlamagne got his Black Effect podcast network and it's affiliated with iHeart Media, and Colin Cowherd got his and it's affiliated with iHeart. But it's just so funny how like even footage, like if you gotta like how these other niggas, you kind of like, if you supposed to be the power father, why don't you got one of these amazing networks like a Charlemagne or like a Kyle? That's just something I've been thinking about because I was like, damn, this nigga Kyle Carhart got endless shit. And it's just so crazy to see how many like black podcasts go sign with him. Like they'll either go sign with him or and he kind of grabbing nigga. And I'm sure his bag is a lot different because he seemed like he kind of getting niggas that kind of already got some clout. And he kind of, so I'm sure he coming with like better like commercials or maybe upfront money for some of these niggas. Even with Tony Yayo and Uncle Murder about to start one, and they ain't never even had an episode before, but they're starting their shit up under Colin Carhart. So it's kind of just, I'm sure it's probably a better deal, but it's just so funny just to kind of see how he maneuvering and niggas is really kind of like not saying nothing about it. But I'm sure people just paying, like if you pay attention or listen to enough podcasts, hey, the volume, they got their little drop and all that shit. If you listen to Rory and Maul, you Fat Joe and Jadakiss, like a lot, and he got way more than that, especially in the sports space. But I'm just speaking like that's just off the top of my head on some hip hop shit. I just named 3 fucking like, especially Joe and Jada and Rory and Maul are bigger podcasts in the black hip hop space. So it's kind of just funny to see that these niggas are signed to Colin Carhart. But I mean, again, that was just like just a random little thought when I be just paying attention to stuff. I guess kind of get back into some I guess real news real quick. I guess let's go Don Lemon, because I mean that was one of the huger stories over the leading into the weekend.
Not folly. It's not funny. This is not a game. If you look at any tyranny or any autocracy, any sort of dictatorship, the first thing they do is they get rid of the media. They try to silence the media. Ask Turkey about that, Erdogan. Ask Iran about that. Ask any country that has lost its way, that has been overtaken by a dictator. They get rid of the press first. And so we need to start standing up. And I got to say that from what I've heard, I haven't had a chance to see it. I've heard that my former colleagues at CNN all came out pretty unanimously, pretty strongly to support me. I understand, I believe that CNN released a statement. I've heard that CNN released a statement. Thank you very much. I have no animus for CNN. I have no animus for anyone, but I tell the truth as about what I see. And I think it's time for all journalists to stand up for each other. So I appreciate that. And at CNN, I worked with the best journalists in the world. So I wish them nothing but the best. But I believe those journalists as well need to stand up to the corporation. They need to tell Warner Brothers Discovery, stop playing and get your hands out of the newsroom. This is not folly. It's not
again. So I mean, for people maybe if you're living under a rock and you wasn't paying attention, and of course Don Lemon and also 3 other black journalists out of Minnesota all got locked up. What was that? I want to say it was that Friday morning. I do want to play the clip of the lady who, when they came into they came in her house and they got her when they got her in her house. Like man, that shit was crazy. Can you hit that jump by your foot again? I don't know what the hell, why I keep stopping and then going back. It was the original jump. I see the one when she got out with him. It just got louder. Take it right there.
Yes. Okay. Okay, well, this is really scary. There's kids in the house. You guys have not been really friendly in the community. And to me, this seems a little, can I finish, sir? Can I finish? Can I finish? Get your phone. This seems a little bit aggressive to have all these cars in our cul-de-sac, 2, 3 agents, and now I saw the one disappear to the back. So to me, this is a little aggressive to just serve a warrant.
Do you want to wear my black boots?
You guys, I wanted to alert the public that agents are at my door right now. They're saying that they were able to go before a grand jury sometime, I guess, in the last 24 hours. and that they have a warrant for my arrest. I've talked to my attorney, and I'm being advised to go with them, I guess, down to Whipple. And my children are here. They're impacted by this. This is all stemming from the fact that I filmed a protest as a member of the media. We are supposed to have our constitutional right of the freedom to film, to be a member of the press. I don't feel like I have my First Amendment right as a member of the press. Because now federal agents are at my door arresting me for filming the church protest a few weeks ago. Again, I don't have a long time here, you guys, but I wanted you to know, for me, agents are at my door right now. My attorney has spoken with them. I did send a relative outside to talk to them. They're showing some type of documentation, apparently, that they got an indictment from a grand jury. I knew that I was on a defendant's list. I did not publish it because it was under seal. And so we've done everything that we can to try and abide by, the advice of our attorneys.
I'm gonna say I guess my only thing about that is where she kind of a little bit lucky, where it's like it's crazy. I mean, of course, it's hard to see and say what was lucky because they came to her house, her kids was stuff in there. But one reason why I say she kind of lucky, because I'm sure we've all seen enough documentaries, you done watched enough movies or series or whatever. When the feds come, she lucky they just ain't kicked the door in. Like, she lucky that they kind of was just like being polite with her a little bit, knocking on the door, allowing her to talk through the window or whatever the case may be. And even for just, you got to think about that little video right there, maybe like 3-something minutes or however the case may be, to even allow her to be able to record that video on social media and be able to even post it. So for all that to kind of be played out and they still just be outside kind of waiting for you to come outside and turn yourself in, that was like, I mean, of course, if you want to just look at something like the glass half full, she on the bright side, she lucky they ain't kick her fucking door, because if they had a warrant, I'm sure y'all have, everybody has seen some video footage, and fuck, even just on some movies or some documentary shit, you can see on TikTok or fucking Instagram sometimes when the police come kicking a nigga door in, they ain't being polite, they boom, knock on the door, hey, FBI, boom, or whoever, and they kicking your shit in and they coming to get you, and you leaving out half-ass naked in some handcuffs. So again, like I said, for her, she kind of a little bit on the bright side. If you want to look at it, you should be kind of a little bit happy that they just didn't go OD crazy and kick your door in with it. I guess what I want to go real quick. Oh yeah, because we was talking about music a little bit earlier. Let's go Goo-Wop.
I know this gonna be difficult because you got so many mixtapes, but if you had to choose your top 3.
My top 3 mixtapes, I like that question. Let me see, my top 3 mixtapes. Chicken Talk, number 1. Trap House 3, number 2. Diarrhea with Trap God, number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know, not Diarrhea with Trap God, because that's not my favorite. That's a dog. I'm saying, like, for us, the best ones, I say Chicken Talk. Chicken Talk, Sports Center.
I was about to say, what you mean?
Yeah. I go with Chicken Talk, Sports Center, and Trap House 3.
Okay.
I'm not mad at Trap House 3. I probably maybe EA Sports, but I feel like you just nowhere in here you can have a Gucci Man top 3 mixtapes and don't have a Wilt Chamberlain series. I don't know which one y'all would say, if it's Wilt Chamberlain 1 or 2. Yeah, I would say between 1 or 2. Probably Wilt Chamberlain 2, I feel like. But just to kind of like, I ain't even mad at, I'm not mad at Trap House. What is Trap House 3, 2Ks and me, and Jay with me. Yeah, that shit kind of like went super crazy. So I ain't mad at that one either. I guess what else was going on in the world? I guess Nicki Minaj a little bit. I don't really care. I'm gonna let that nigga give you some comedic relief on Nicki Minaj, because I really don't care about Nicki. I ain't gonna hold y'all.
Up, because everybody with somebody like this in their family knows that at some point you just gotta look that person in their eyes and let that crack whoop their ass. You gotta let that addiction addict. Gotta let that crack attack. She was running around calling herself a Harajuku Barbie. Bitch, you're Caribbean. You're from Trinidad and Tobago. Are Barbies illegal out there? The option to marry essentially any man you wanted to. You decide to go to Queens and pick up a dirty ex-con who don't like to take the word no for an answer. These are the actions of a junkie. These are the actions of someone who's under the influence. Used to do all that pop locking shit, and she would like break and just like stare off into the space and just be blinking like that. That was heroin. That was that heavy shit, but she was rapping so hard nobody could recognize. It was like a crackhead when they standing on the corner and they could dance. It's like, I don't notice how cracked out you are because you're very talented. I've rapped about your engagement with the LGBTQ community for over 10 years. For you to actually be an illegal immigrant, for you to only be prominent because of Black American culture, you're calculated. This might even allow your husband to move around the country and not have to register on one of those websites. But I can tell by those last words, Mr. President, I'm your number one fan. You're still very crack coordinated. You're still under the guise of the cocaine hole. Oh, a person's politics shouldn't matter. Why y'all care who they voted for? Ain't real to me, because if I knew you was a piece of shit before your album dropped, I wouldn't care if your album dropped to hell. Messed up because everybody was somebody like this in their family.
Again, for people, I mean, if you guess you living under a rock, I ain't gonna lie to you. Man, Nicki Minaj fan base is like a cult fucking following, dog. Yeah, I know, y'all know. I'm a comment watcher, but to still see
right now.
Who, Nicki? Why? Because what people winning the Grammys, or because the nigga made a joke about her at the jump?
Because he made a joke about her at that, and she keep talking about Jay-Z.
So for people who don't know what we're talking about, I guess I'm honest with me because we hear Trevor Noah made a joke about Nicki Minaj at the Grammy Award. So I will play this Trevor Noah, Nicki Minaj joke. Trevor Noah, Nicki Minaj.
Here, she is not here. Nicki Minaj is not here. She is not here. She is still at the White House with Donald Trump discussing very important issues. Actually, Nicki, I have the biggest ass. I have it. Everybody's saying it, Nicki. I know they say it's you, but it's me. Wop, wop, wop. Look at it, baby. Jennifer.
Nicki Minaj. I ain't gonna lie to you. And can I say this? This shit, I ain't gonna lie. That when you ever want to think about how white people really judge and think about black people, like when people, like, of course, because after this Nicki thing, so on the news networks, and of course pages picked it up and clipped them for some of the news. So when they describing Nicki and they describing her best song, a lot of those people thought that she made WAP. You know how fucking crazy that is? Like, to watch and listen to be like, as big as Nicki Minaj is, like, and Nicki Minaj, let's be clear, Nicki Minaj is not just black famous. Nicki Minaj is like famous in the real world. Because some people may argue she may got even more white fans than she got black fans. So for like when people were talking about Nicki and they just referencing like WAP and shit like that, I'm like, that shit is so disrespectful, bro. And I'm like, I get mad for her because it's like, look at the people you selling your soul to. They fucking sit here thinking that you made WAP, and you hate the two bitches who made WAP. Like, you know how crazy that is for motherfuckers to be discussing you, and they sitting here describing your two biggest ops, biggest song of their career, and thinking you made it, and then somebody got to whisper in their ear, hey, no, she didn't make that song. That was Cardi B. Like, what the fuck, man? I be like, man.
I mean, what song has Nicki made?
I mean, but again, that's one of the reasons why, I said that shit a month ago when I told you I don't give a fuck, because I feel like niggas overhype Nicki Minaj a lot. And I was a huge diehard Nicki Minaj fan. But it just, nigga, she just ain't made shit in like 6 years that people even care about. I'm not gonna sit here, I'm not gonna get upset about it. Like, it's not, again, I don't never look for celebrities to kind of jump out of their body to be like super political. And I do think, and I said this and I'll consistently say this, I do think in the black community, we have to do a better job at making people who are really making it, like the Angela Rise and like the Jasmine Crockett's, the same way y'all make Roland Ray famous. You should make people who do know about politics famous, to kind of even go back and agree with y'all a little bit on why I shouldn't have to go look for the Joe Buttons or the Charlemagnes to talk about politics, because there are black people who are very well thought out and well read and well knowledgeable about politics and the actual breakdown of what goes into politics. But as black people, you'll be okay with making Rolly fucking famous and Roland Ray and fucking what's the other little funny nigga, you better clock that T, that nigga. Like, y'all willing to make dumbass shit like these people fucking famous, but you ain't willing to sit here and keep reposting Jasmine Crockett, or like I said, the Angela Rise or the Tamika Mallory's, the Mysons, and those people who really just, that is their business model on, and that is what they do, and that is how they're building their brand on getting black people aware and using their awareness on fucking politics. Again, like somebody like Stacey Abrams or fucking what's my lady name who always be on the Breakfast Club. I just literally, when I talked about the gentleman in California, She out of Cleveland. What's her name? And I just seen her join on Twitter recently. I'm gonna be pissed that I can't remember her name. It started with an M. I can't remember right now off the top of my head, but it's damn, I'm mad I can't remember her name on top of my head. But again, even like the Killer Mikes, like just using them, or even Vince Mensa. And that's why I like to, a lot of times, anytime I see one of his Jones, I like to just play it on a weekly basis because I just love the fact the way he's using his platform. Like he literally, okay, rap ain't really working for me. This nigga don't got no real hit records. Like nobody, unless you a Vince, if you are a Vince Mixer fan, you may know his hit records. But most people right now probably know him more for anything else is from him grabbing the orange off that goddamn tree and saying whatever's on his mind. And I love the fact that he's leaning into that. And he is not allowing, oh, I used to be a rapper, let me go put out a song. That nigga is not on, you go on his page, he's not trying to make y'all even remember that he's a rapper. No, I'm cool. I'm locked down. He was even in fucking Minnesota right after the goddamn, man. Shout out to Vince, man. Again, it's people out here who are using their platforms, but again, I encourage and I challenge anybody who can hear my voice, champion those people. Just pick one. All you got to do is pick one person. If you help share their product, you can just be that one person, and then it always will eventually become a trickle effect, and it will become more common for people to sit here and highlight these other people. What else was going on in the world? I meant to play this one when I talked about y'all with the snow though, but here we go. Because sometimes I don't be wanting to be as harsh, so I like when I can find somebody else who can say how I really feel. Shout outs to Lonnie B, because I like the fact the way he even leaning into his new content.
Everybody complaining how they don't want to be in the house no more because there's snow. They feel like they got cabin fever and shit like that. The reason why everybody want to get out their house because they don't got no peace. House little as shit. You trying to avoid the bitch upstairs. You can't go further than 2 motherfucking steps because you don't got no room in the house. You tired of looking at the same motherfucker because the motherfucker you looking at don't make you smile. See what I'm saying? You should have thought about that before you fucked that demon. Everybody in the motherfucking rush. Everybody feeling like Bobby Brown. They want to hump around. But don't nobody want to listen to India Arie. Give me my doctor. Give me my mama. Give me a peace of mind. Now, everybody on the internet, on Twitter and shit typing help. Sending out SOS signs because they feel like a motherfucking inmate trying to escape. Ain't nothing worth your peace. Bitch, I don't need no motherfucking snow to stay in the house. Bitch, I'm in here. I'm on my 4th motherfucking nap. Bitch, peaceful like a motherfucker.
Shout out to Lonnie B. And I ain't gonna lie, when you're talking about a nigga who can do cool shit on the internet, but actually get real people in real life to come outside and support his shit, man, all his shit be sold out. I don't give a fuck what he do. He doing a fucking play, he doing a fucking stand-up shit, or he doing some brunch shit. Every time I see people post videos from wherever he got going on, all that shit be goddamn sold out and jam-packed. So again, shout outs to him. I guess the end of what's this? Basketball Wives is coming to an end. Of course, that is Shawnee O'Neal, formerly known as Shawnee O'Neal, but now it is Shawnee Henderson. I will play her clip of her pulling the plug on Basketball Wives.
Everybody, I wanted to jump on here real quick before the news got out and people try to be messy and make this something that it's not. This is just called growth and, moving forward. I'm announcing today that Basketball Wives will not be returning. Since its launch in 2010, this franchise has been the defining part of my professional journey. What began as a vision to tell my story and stories of women like me grew into a cultural movement that created opportunity, sparked conversation, and honestly amplified voices that deserve to be heard. I'm so grateful to VH1, Truly Original, Shed Media, and BET for their partnership and belief in a show that left a long-lasting mark on entertainment. Most importantly, I'm thankful to the women who trusted me with their stories and the creatives in front of and behind the camera who helped bring this vision to life season after season. Growth requires evolution, and knowing everybody, I wanted to jump on here real to honor a chapter while preparing for what's next. While this journey is concluding, I'm actively developing new projects that align with my personal and professional purpose, continuing to create meaningful opportunities for women across media and business. Basketball Wives will always be a cherished part of my legacy and a foundation of my career as a producer. Thank you for your support from day one, and I look forward.
Just what's so crazy about just when she said she started in 2010. It is 2026, bro. That shit was on for 16 years. That's a long goddamn time, dog.
Basketball wife in sight.
But just think about when we complain is like, and real quick, before I even talk about when we complain, I do want to sit here and say for people who have not seen, Mike Epps got a new stand-up special on Netflix, and also they're bringing, I'm sure they reruns, but Black-ish will be on Netflix. And I ain't gonna lie to you, bro, the Parkers is funny as shit. Like, that's one thing I do like about Netflix is sometimes when they ain't got nothing new on there, you can kind of just scroll and find like old shit, because they got the Steve Harvey show on there, they got the Parkers on there, they got Moesha on there, they got Martin on there. What else they got on there? I think they got Living Single on there. They just got so many old black shows. They got the Bernie Mac show on there. But it just be certain jumps where you be like, damn, some of these shows don't never get to live as long as 16 seasons. 16 years. And can I be honest with y'all, bro? I know nobody ain't gonna say it because, I mean, we just don't want to say it, but bro, people, y'all can pack that shit up, though. Don't sit here and say we coming in bitch, we in 2026. You don't tell me nothing without a date. And again, shout outs to everybody for y'all. I mean, some of y'all are really rich, because I'm telling you, I'm too cheap to give stars my fucking bread, and y'all ain't even got nothing on that bitch for me to even give a fuck about. Like, y'all stringing niggas along and don't know when the next 50 Cent shit about to come out. You P-Valley saying we are in 2020. We're in the second month of 2026 already. And you telling me we coming in 2026. What's the date, motherfucker? Yeah, I'm like, come on, P-Valley. Like, come on, dog. I can't, man. I'm cool. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm cool. I'm extremely cool on P-Valley. What happened? Ooh.
Cell phone video capturing a disturbing discovery at the Kaiser Permanente Hospital in West LA. The camera found hidden inside an employee-only bathroom. Taisha Sullivan is a registered nurse who works in the emergency room.
I actually saw the camera in the little stall area that it was in. I had no idea what it was.
By the end of her shift in late November, a number of her coworkers had their suspicions as well.
So it was maybe about 8 of us in there, and that's when I discovered that it was a camera. Initially, I was very shocked.
It's unclear if any of the images from this camera have been shared. The LAPD confirms an individual was arrested for the alleged invasion of privacy, and that person has been charged formally by the Los Angeles City Attorney. And because of the sensitivity of this case, the department's Special Assault Section is handling the investigation.
Hey, real quick, because I just heard that. You know what's so crazy? How you know how freely people are, and you never think of people doing like freaky shit like this, recording you just like in a bathroom or something. Because I kind of, when I'm listening to that right now, the first thing I thought in my mind was, of course, the gym. And I'm like, who would be more embarrassed? And I'm sure realistically it'd be men, but I guess in my brain I was thinking like, damn, who would be more embarrassed if they were actually recording, like got a hidden camera in the locker rooms? Would it be women or men? I'm sure women wouldn't give a fuck, especially women who work out a lot. They wouldn't care if their videos, but y'all, it'd be some just like, I think a lot of niggas don't be knowing how gay they really are. Like, they niggas be in the gym doing the bet and the jump be like, and the crazy thing is, it don't even be like young niggas, so I know they not gay. It just be old men, like, and it be like the older these niggas get, I be like, bro, y'all got some gay ass tendencies. Like, why would you sit here and just like, bro, I'm like, and you could tell the difference between young niggas and old niggas, because young niggas be trying to like find like a far, and I know I talk about this a lot because that shit just really bother me a lot. Because it's the different, like when young niggas getting dressed in the locker room, like you niggas be trying to find like what's the space where it's not a lot of people. Let me go in the cut somewhere and change my clothes or something. Like, dog, like older men, like we talking about like niggas is like probably like 55 and older, bro. Them niggas just don't give a fuck. It could be like where how me and Marcus sitting right now, and this is open space, and a nigga 60, he gonna squeeze his ass right in here and get butt naked, like it's nothing wrong with like, man. Like, what the fuck are we doing, dog? Like, I just really be that when I'm listening to him, like, damn, what if a motherfucker was just like recording men's bathroom and then one day just be like, I'm just gonna upload this shit to the internet? Now, you know how embarrassed a lot of niggas would be on the gay shit that they be doing in the men's bathroom, and I mean in the men's locker room. And I ain't even talking about on just some super straight gay shit. I'm just talking about some overly, you just doing too much in this other niggas around here. Like, dog, relax. Oh man, what else is going on in the fucking world, dog? I feel like we talked about the snow shit enough. Oh, here we go.
Can I make some?
No, before this, man. Of course, I'm gonna play this video real quick. I don't know. Did this video have sound of the lady who kid fell out the car in L.A.? Was it? audio to this?
Mother has been arrested after her 19-month-old tumbled out of her SUV while she was driving.
Yeah, the video here is a little tough to watch, but we can tell you the child is expected to be okay. You can see the SUV here making that left turn into the Fullerton intersection when the passenger door opens and the toddler falls out. It appeared that it was the front passenger door as well. The mother stops the SUV, picks up the child, and gets back into the vehicle before driving away. 35-year-old Jacqueline Marie Hernandez of La Habra, now behind bars on suspicion of child abuse. Her arrest comes days after the January 20th incident.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. That may be one of the scariest videos I've seen on the internet. Because how the hell are you driving and your kid fall out the car? And it literally, and it looked like the baby fell out the front seat. So that means the baby wasn't in no car seat. You driving with the kid on your lap. Like, and thank God the person who was following her, you gotta think about when people making turns, like motherfuckers don't really be, and the crazy thing is I hate the people that don't pay attention to this person who was driving obviously was paying attention to the car in front. Cause some people when they drive, they pay attention to the traffic light and don't pay attention to the cars in front of them. And that's why you see so many people get into like rear end accidents. Cause as soon as you looking at the light and the light turn green and not paying attention to the cars in front of you, that's how so many people run into the back of somebody else. Cause you're not paying attention to the cars, you're paying attention to the light. But thank God that this person was driving and they actually paying attention to the car. Cause that baby fell out so fast. I do not know how that person in the Mercedes-Benz didn't fucking run over that baby.
Paying attention.
But think about how many, because the light just turned green and you making that turn, you think about how many people sit at the light on their phone. So it realistically, that shit could have went so fucking bad. Again, man, that God was covered, man, that baby was covered by God. And that's the only, you can't give no other explanation besides that, because that was absolutely crazy, dog. I ain't even gonna hold you.
I don't think she should get that baby back.
Hell no. Like, how can you? Like, it ain't no way, man, stop, dog. Like, people, that should be when motherfuckers need to get their ass locked up.
I'm still trying to figure out why the fuck she's in the first seat in the first place.
Bad parenting. Bad parenting.
Is because I'm about ready to do my commentary on it. But do you think Bad Bunny is a good choice for the Super Bowl?
I'm not that knowledgeable about him, but it seems fine. And I don't know why it's a big deal. Seems like a great American artist. So sure.
He's not an American artist, but
he's Puerto Rican. That's part of America, dear.
Yeah. You don't think you have any problem with him saying the ICE is, well, I'm sure you don't, mother effers and sons of and that he's not going to perform here due to immigration?
America agrees with him on that.
I put up with a lot from the NFL. I put up with the whole kneeling. You lost me there for a little bit. You lost me on the whole BLM thing with everyone knelt for, Floyd in the back of the infield, all that stuff. You lost me. 5 teams have lost me. I haven't watched one Detroit Lions game all year with not honoring Charlie Kirk. Can we not just get some good halftime show? I mean, Kenny Chesney sells out Gillette Stadium in Boston. Why? I mean, the biggest concert ever just happened in Michigan, Riley, whatever, for country at the University of Michigan over the weekend. Can we not just get a country halftime show? Bad Bunny? I mean, it's not that I don't like Rihanna, but she wore this puffy thing. I was afraid the whole time she was going to fall. I mean, I had more anxiety over her falling off the stage. Can we just not get a country person, please? Do we have to go so political to where we can't even get a good halftime show? Please.
You know what's so funny about this Super Bowl right here, besides Bad Bunny performing? I told y'all this, and I said this before the play. I said this probably I don't even remember what week of the football season we was in, but I knew when it kind of looked funny, it wasn't going to be too many black quarterbacks. And I told y'all, I said, I don't know how the NFL really going to sell this product. I promise you this will be one Super Bowl that I ain't going to watch. And it ain't got shit to do with Bad Bunny. I just don't, you can't get me hyped up to sit here and want to watch the Seahawks and the fucking Patriots. Sam Darnold versus fucking Drake May. Come on. I just wish I could remember off of what week that was. I want to say that shit had to be week 12 or something. When I told you, I said, it looked funny. It looked like ain't none of the big dog Super Bowl, quarterback names that they had already kind of built their shows around and their talking parts around and not going to be into the Super Bowl. I want to see how the NFL does, what type of job does the NFL do to get the Super Bowl hype with niggas I'm going to have a Super Bowl party. Because I just don't see it's no way in hell you about to just tell me a group of people unless you just I guess
people still gonna do it. I mean, it's a Super Bowl.
I mean, we gonna see. I'll bet the under that you won't see a bunch of Super Bowl parties coming down your timeline. I bet the under on whatever. We can sit here. I guarantee you won't see more than 20 fucking Super Bowl parties come down your timeline on Sunday. I guarantee you. And by the time we record, the Super Bowl will be over. I know or be damn near over. I can guarantee you that you won't see over 20 fucking Super Bowl parties on your timeline. Ain't no way. Niggas ain't that. I hope y'all ain't that fucking thirsty that it has some fucking buffalo wings or whatever y'all eat on Super Bowl parties. There's no way in hell, dog. I'm sorry. If it's a game that I won't normally watch at fucking 4 p.m. or fucking this game couldn't be a Monday night football game. This game could not be a Sunday night football game. This could not be a prime time. I don't give a fuck what week of the Super Bowl season it was. This would not be a prime time game on no fucking given Sunday. So you ain't about to sit here and tell me that niggas is gonna be geeking to sit here and watch this, especially not to watch. I watch how niggas complain about watching Secure Stevenson last night. Like, man, come on, dog. Niggas you ain't about to sit here and make me believe that I'm fucking crazy. I know for a fact what Americans like. Maybe like I said, this white lady she was reaching a little bit. I do think they overdoing the Bad Bunny shit because it's like, to me, it's not that deep, but maybe to some people it's that deep. Maybe they looking for a good halftime show. I mean, this halftime would kind of make this teams that's playing, this would make perfect sense for like a Jelly Roll Super Bowl halftime. And I guess that's just the kind of the part where they kind of, because they picked the halftime performance so early into before the season really kind of start, it's kind of like you don't really know. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm sure the NFL wish they could have got a good old little Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll would have made perfect sense. I wouldn't even been mad at Jelly Roll, to be honest. But I do want to talk about this.
What you mean it made good sense? Like, I mean, what's the
Jelly Roll kind of make like Kendrick Lamar made perfect sense for Patrick Mahomes versus Jalen Hurts because let's
can't control who's in them.
I mean, no, of course you can't. I mean, you could have a little bit better feeling for it if you pick the person a little bit later in the season. They announced that shit so early. I feel like they be announcing that shit before Halloween.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think because what Usher was the one before that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, like I said, would attack. Like, what do you have to? How do you go by who you picking because of the? Because I mean, like I said, the last couple of joints. I mean, I don't get that one. How you can.
You just wait a little bit, nigga. You can wait until you kind of can get a feel for what team.
What do you go by? I mean, like, what do you? I mean,
I'm just sitting here saying I'm going to judge. Okay, if I'm the NFL, let's say if I wait until Thanksgiving, because how many games they probably into by Thanksgiving? They at least in 9 games into the season by Thanksgiving come. Yeah, I could kind of get a feel for what team's looking good, where the area that we gonna have it, where I can kind of figure out what makes more sense for this Super Bowl halftime. And if I kind of play it out like, right, these are top 4 teams, because I mean, let's be clear, the Seahawks been good all season. And if you kind of just going off of records, the Patriots been good all season. A lot of people could argue the Patriots ain't played nobody, but realistically, they still had one of the best records in the NFL all season. So if you're just going off of just records, both of these teams have been good all season. So kind of if I'm just throwing that in the air and I'm kind of seeing like, all right, maybe I can lean into like Jelly Roll. Like to me, Jelly Roll is kind of like the sweet, almost American spot because Jelly Roll got some songs where he could bring him a nigga out or some shit. Him and fucking Shabuzi just won a Grammy tonight. And then he got a super country on. He can get into his white bag super crazy. I do feel like Jelly Roll is one of them niggas that kind of. And again, I know that's gonna be a lot of people who love Bad Bunny and they're gonna be looking forward to it. But I wouldn't have been mad at a Jelly Roll, and that's just me just being absolutely honest with it.
Jelly Roll got that many songs?
Hell fucking yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Jelly Roll got endless projects, and Jelly Roll ain't. Jelly Roll got a lot of shit, and if you really listen to Jelly Roll getting his super depressed Bible bag too. Like I fuck with Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll got some songs where you kind of be like, I can kind of fuck with this white boy. Like he gets super drunk and get into his Bible talk and all that. I fuck with Jelly Roll.
See, I don't think you could do that for the NFL.
What you mean, nigga?
Stuff. I don't think you could do that. When you seen the church, when you seen gospel.
No, you missing what I was saying. He ain't nowhere near no gospel. I'm talking about like a nigga. When I sit here and say like, I mean, like the average person when they finally get their life right and trying to get with God. Listen to him. Listen to what I'm saying. When I say this nigga's like, so he on some country shit, like whiskey and my shotgun, and I still read the Bible. Matthew 13. Like, nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? Stone Cold Steve Austin. Fucking all, like that's a Bible verse.
No, that's what I'm saying. I thought he did more gospel music. I didn't know.
Man, No, fuck no, he do country music.
I don't listen to him, so I don't know. That's why I thought.
Nigga, I would say, but listen to what I'm saying. If I sit here and say the country ass white boy in Jelly Roll, it ain't not his Jelly Roll ain't no gospel singer. He don't sing at all, but Jelly Roll can get into that bag where his music is, where it can people. I'm sure people would be cool with Jelly Roll. Like if niggas sit here and say, "Hey, Jelly Roll performing at the Super Bowl," I don't think you will get too many pushbacks from anybody who actually then took time to listen to a Jelly Roll song before. But again, like I said, I want to get into this dude, the dude who is the most followed person on TikTok. I mean, I hate to describe him the way I gotta describe him because I'm sure if you don't know who I'm talking about, this is a super dark-skinned dude who don't say nothing. Like the nigga black as shit. I don't even remember where he from, but I know when Trump really rolled out the ICE shit, they deported his ass or whatever the case may be. He's ended up selling his goddamn his likeness, his image and likeness for $975 million. I'm gonna let this dude break it down on how the business model and who he sold it to, and why I'm not mad at him because I don't necessarily even know what the fuck they gonna do with his like. He don't even talk. I don't even know how he finessed this. Like, I feel like he got over on these people and people mad that he sold his shit. And I'm like, I don't.
Out to do with Khaby Lame is pretty scary. So you may have heard that this week he sold his business to a company based in Hong Kong for just under $1 billion. And that sale includes Khaby's brand, commercial activities, and even intellectual property. But the part that not enough people are speaking about is that this deal also includes his face ID, his voice ID, and even behavioral models. This is so that the company, which now essentially owns him, can create an AI digital twin for content. In fact, they even include the sentence multilingual, cross-time zone, live stream, e-commerce content. So bro's gone from speaking 0 words to speaking every language 24/7 non-stop. And I mean, this is unprecedented. Khaby is now the first major creator to sell their likeness for mass AI replication. But here's the scary part. The company claims that through purchasing Khaby's likeness, they will be able to generate more than $4 billion in annual sales. For context, Beast Industries, Jimmy's company, was forecasted to earn $899 million in revenue for 2025. And bro's by far the largest creator in the world. So how the hell this company expects to make 4 times that has got me worried. How much AI Khaby Lame are we about to be flooded with in 2026? The question is, should more creators be cashing in and making deals like this? Or has Khaby made a big mistake? And what they're about to
The reason why I feel like he didn't make a big mistake because he ain't popular for talking. So it's kind of like, I don't even know what they can do because even if they sit here saying you're going to use his voice, I have never seen him talk. Like all his videos, they go super viral. It's like him doing different facial expressions, him eating shit and doing stuff like that. Like, so I kind of don't even understand how they can make him do something where it's going to be this type of like return on their bread where they saying they're gonna be able to make $4 billion a year off of him. I kind of want to see it because I personally just off of the things that I've seen of him, I feel like he got over because what the fuck are they gonna do with him? Like, what are they going to do with his likeness that's going to sit here and turn them into to help them make some new money? So I do honestly want to see kind of how this play out. I honestly feel like he kind of realistically got over. Man, I got to wait for Erica to come back in here because y'all pet lovers in this joint. Man, this is this fucking girl. She a rapper and a streamer. Oh, man, she beat the shit out of her little ass puppy, dog. Oh, my God. The way she was sitting here, that dog was sitting here screaming and crying. Oh, my God.
Locked her up, right?
Yeah, they locked her up.
When we talk about electability, how many of you have heard things like we are the party of?
All right. Hey, Jasmine, I got a question for you. What do you say to the people that don't think that you're electable in Texas?
When we talk about electability, how many of you have heard things like we are the party of the educational elites? We are losing African-American men. We are losing Latinos. We have heard these things. Right now, we know when we look at our polling, when it comes to working class people, I am leading by 20 points. We know that I am leading when it comes to African-American men. We know that overall women are going to play a really big role in deciding who gets elected, and I am leading amongst women. The numbers are there. What they want is someone who is going to be unafraid in the face of what we are facing right now, because right now people are hurting. This isn't about games. It's not about politics as usual. It's not about who sounds as clean as possible. It is about tapping into the rawness of this moment.
It is about the rawness of this moment, especially when it comes down to what ICE is doing. How do you feel about ICE?
I've been to Minneapolis and heard the stories of the people on the ground as they are being accosted. And obviously we've got killings that are going on. And now we have the DOJ that has decided that they want to prosecute the wife of Renee Good. I have been there in California. after David Huerta of SEIU had been incarcerated by ICE. And I listened to his story and met with him because we went there. I have been to Chicago. I am here to tell you that I am not just sitting in DC. I am getting out into the streets. And right now, to be perfectly honest, if we're going to win and keep our country, we're going to need somebody who can file bills, but also knows how to be a street fighter.
Okay, well, the question has come up to multiple Democrats, and I want to ask you, how do you feel about abolishing ICE?
You absolutely have to clean house. Whatever that looks like, I am willing to do it.
Okay, I'm liking this. Now let's talk about the economy. When it comes down to the affordability crisis, name one policy, just one, that you would do to make sure that you make life affordable for Texans.
If I had to go with just one, it would be tariffs. And we have to roll back these tariffs. Right now, we know that our farmers and ranchers are filing record-breaking bankruptcies in this moment because of the trade policies. We know that when we look at the Port of Houston, that is presenting a problem for them. We know that Texas is actually the top exporting state in the entire country. We also know that our small businesses are shuttering their doors.
Okay, and my last question is, what do you say to the people who think the system is rigged and are looking for real leaders in this very moment?
A lot of people feel as if the system is rigged. As someone who has seen up close and personal how badly things are working in DC, I have been fighting on the front lines in this corrupt administration. I am willing to take the chances that frankly most are not willing to take. I unfortunately have law enforcement that has to be with me all the time because of the death threats. I'm not telling you that so that you can send me your prayers. I'm telling you that because whoever goes to the United States Senate is going to have to be ready for real war. This is how bad it is. As I was traveling to East Texas last weekend, we received a phone call of a woman whose house they were having to go to because that particular woman had stated over and over and over that she was about to come and kill me. I am here to tell you that it is life or death as we see what is happening in Minnesota and otherwise.
Hey, Jasmine, I got a
Oh, this shit funny.
It's the first time that we're early indicators. You're not my type. Literally, like, when I tell y'all, it's crazy because this is the first time that we're speaking since he asked for my number. If I tell you I don't feel well, you say, I hope you feel better though, you're not my type. You're not my type. We can go ahead and nip this in the bud. I already see that off rip. It's not you, boo. It's not you.
Y'all remember?
The crazy thing is, if you literally just start talking to somebody, what the fuck do you want them to sit here and say besides "I hope you feel better"? I honestly don't like. I guess maybe if you sit here and offer like, "Hey, you want me to come and do something? You need me to come and bring you some medicine." I guess you can kind of pull that one off in line and say, "Hey, you want me to bring you some medicine?" and see if she kind of bite on that one. But I don't honestly know what else you could do but sit here and say, "I hope you feel better." Like, what the fuck you want me to do, bitch? I don't. What's this joint right here? Hold on. Oh, Bow Wow.
They ain't making good music. Simple. Ain't nobody making nothing timeless. Ain't nobody making music that makes the ladies cry or feel some type of way when they put it on. You ain't like it's a lot of right now music. You know what I'm saying? Even the biggest records, it's big, but you know, let's see what it's gonna be at the finish line though.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can live in 5. You gonna care about this record 8 years from now? You might be like, I know, because it's gonna change. Music gonna change, but if you make that music that is timeless and you write it right and it lasts forever, you gonna be here. Like it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what we miss. We missing substance. We missing that's why we feel good when certain rappers drop. It's almost like therapy or like you know, you just been healed from something. It's like, oh my God, thank God he's coming out. I got tired of hearing it. Finally I got something.
I guess I got a question for you. What do you feel like? What's the last song you feel like you may listen to 10 years from now? Oh, and I ain't sitting here saying you got to listen to it like on repeat, but like, what's the last song you heard where you feel like I'm not gonna be mad 10 years from now if I hear this come on like a cookout or a party or something? I can still kind of the same way like I explained how people kind of turned up to like. Shit, look at how people turned up to when Mike Will was performing. He had Ray Sherman come out and they performed Black Beatles. And niggas was still doing the mannequin challenge, or when he played Itching from Future, where it's like, all right, cool. People kind of can like still fuck with that. Cause you know what I'm saying? The Black Beatles shit that came out 2016. So I'm saying that's like 10 years. So, but what's like the last song, maybe like in the last 5 or 6 years that you feel like, or if you have you, is a song realistically really you've heard lately? Did you feel like, damn, I wouldn't mind hearing this maybe a couple years from now?
There'll still be a hit.
Yeah, or something that you feel like people were saying. Like, I feel like maybe you like Folded.
Oh, see, okay, you talking about, yeah. I mean, of course, voted Mutt.
Yeah, Mutt. I could see people still going crazy to Mutt. Oh yeah, matter of fact, shout out to Leon. He won for R&B album of the year.
You did?
Yep. He won for R&B album of the year.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh, I mean, those two definitely I can see.
I'm trying to think of a rap song. Like I don't even know. Like what's the?
I mean,
Erica, have you heard a song maybe in the last 5 years? Did you feel like you will still get excited to hear 10 years from now?
Not that I could think of off the top of my head.
I know you're a pet person, so I really saved this topic for you until you came back in the room. Can you please put your headphones on? Because I want you to hear this. Hey, dog, this may be some of the cruelest shit I ever heard with my 2 ears. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, man. Oh my.
Why you beat the damn dog? I didn't beat the fucking dog. If I beat the dog, is you beat? Is you beat up? Say I over exaggerate shit. Say I'm really small and I over exaggerate. Say it. Say it. But he's traumatized. He's not fucking traumatized. My next stream, shit, according to fucking Twitch, my next stream not to March 15th, but it's cool though. Cause that mean I got a month to be on my YouTube. Yeah, so since I'm not gonna be live on Twitch, I'm be live on YouTube. Or I could switch to Kick. The Kick people, I be seeing why everybody be on Kick, cause Kick give you a partner, bro. It's like these people that's gonna call you and they gonna be like, yeah, you switch over to Kick, da 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 da. We'll get you verified same day, da 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 da, like shit like that.
Hey, dog, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. These people just gotta be stupid. It's just some shit you not supposed. If you, one, I'm not gonna condone it, because let's be clear, she had like a small ass dog, like one of them little small,
She was
like,
hitting them, wasn't she?
hell yeah, that's why the dog was making all that noise.
She got locked up, didn't she?
Yeah, she got locked up. And Peter said they called the police on her. Like, yeah, we cool. We'll take this. We want y'all to know that we snitched on this bitch and got her locked up. Like, why would you do some shit like that on fucking camera? Like, even like you couldn't see, like, let's be clear. Only thing you could see her moving, and you can't actually see her on camera. You can see her on camera, but not like the dog on camera. Like, you could just see her beating her hand, and you can hear the dog making all of that crazy ass noise, and then you can see her pick the dog up and put the dog out of the room. It's like, why the fuck would you do that to a dog though? Like, it ain't fun. It was just funny because the way how loud the fucking dog noise was. But like, come on, dog, you ain't supposed to. I love dogs, so I ain't gonna never sit here and champion somebody doing that to a dog. If it was a cat, maybe a different story. But a dog, like, come on, dog. Like, you fucking, like, she was dragging it. Like, she deserved to get her little ass locked up. Like, that shit. Like, why would you? And then that's you do this shit where you make your money at. Like, you make your money on Twitch. Why the fuck would you? I'm not fucking up my money because no fucking dog. Like, come on. All right, man. These people be needing Jesus, some other shit. Like, come on, dog. I didn't play this for y'all. Shout out to Coco Golf. I meant to play this.
$1,000 on HBCU tennis scholarships. Coco Gauff mid Grand Slam just dropped $150,000 on HBCU tennis scholarships. What's wild is she didn't wait for an off-season press tour or a glossy awards stage. She made this announcement while competing in the Australian Open. In the middle of an elite global competition, Coco paused to invest in the next generation. She donated $150,000 to the United Negro College Fund to support tennis scholarships at historically Black colleges and universities. And it isn't her first time doing it. She already gave $100,000 before. That brings her total to $250,000 for HBCU students. Coco has deep family ties to HBCUs. This is her saying that access matters, representation matters, and Black student athletes deserve real pathways into elite spaces. These funds are already supporting students at schools like Howard, Tuskegee, and Clark, Atlanta. At 19, Coco isn't just rewriting tennis records. She's reshaping what it looks like to show up for your community. She's proving that success can be generous, that momentum can be shared. Every time she steps on the court, she's carrying more than just a racket. She's carrying community. She's carrying history. She's carrying possibility. And
again, shout out to Coco Gauff. I already did my rant last week, so you can find it on TikTok or you can find it on YouTube. It definitely did some numbers on TikTok. Shout out to Coco Gauff and shout outs to a name. Damn, why the fuck am I about to fuck her whole name up? Naomi Osaka. I do feel for both of them. I do feel like just because, of course, they are two black women playing a sport that is not dominated by black people, they just overly criticize like every fucking thing they do. Even just earlier this week when they made a big deal about Coco Gauff smashing her tennis racket, like she went out of the way, got off. She wasn't even nowhere near on camera. She went to the back, damn near like to the locker room, and they just be like, that's again one of the reasons why I see him say like, I get it, I understand. That payday crazy, but bro, I just that for especially for black women in that space. I didn't even just say black women, black men. I don't know if there's any too many popular. Well, it is the dude from here. He black and he popular in the tennis space. But the black women, they be over critical on them women. Like they can't even fucking fart without motherfucking people doing think pieces and sitting here just over judging what they got going on. Well, Tank did end up eventually getting locked up, so I guess I want to play. And it real quick, I do want to say this before I play my lady again. I'm not a lawyer. After watching how this Tank situation played out, I kind of understand way more now why women don't never come out and really jump the gun on talking about their domestic violence situations that they may be dealing with, because it's like, bro, Tank is a millionaire. How the fuck is his bond only set for $8,500? Like for him to be able to, and so that's kind of like, think about it. He was on the run for damn near, like, realistically, this is the same exact charge that was brought up. I believe this was the same one. The reason why him and Jake Paul called off their fight, because Jake Paul didn't want, his name attached to none of it.
I think that was after.
What, this?
Yeah. I think that incident is recently. Him dragging the girl?
Well, if it's two different situations, that'd probably even make it even 100 times worse.
Yeah, I think that was more recent.
I mean, well, you might be right, but even just still realistically, just my whole point of it is, though, for him to sit here and be able to be realistically on the run for damn near like a month and some change, and for them to be doing press conferences, having the U.S. Marshals coming to look for him, and you to sit here and tell me this nigga get out on bond for fucking $8,500, it's like, come on, dog. Like if I was that woman, I'd be like, what the fuck was the purpose of me even saying something? What the fuck is $8,500 to this nigga? He literally got a video on YouTube. He took his mom to the sneaker store and they spent like damn near almost $20,000 in the sneaker store. You telling me this nigga kicked my ass and all he had to do was pay $8,500 to get out and he got to wait? Come on, dog. When your bail is that low, you ain't about to face no real jail time. Like, come on, dog.
Boxing superstar Gervonta Tank Davis has finally been arrested. And this all comes 2 weeks after police first issued a warrant for his arrest in connection with some domestic violence allegations. So I'm not a lawyer, but let me fill you in. So these allegations actually stem from an incident that allegedly happened back in October of 2025. According to court documents, Gervonta is accused of choking, grabbing, pulling, pushing, and hitting a woman he had been romantically involved with. Now, the woman, whose last name is Russell, has also filed a civil lawsuit against Gervonta for this same incident. And she filed it back in October, right after the incident allegedly happened. And now 3 months later, police have charged Gervonta for this same incident. Now, before we get into the details of what's being claimed, let's make sure we are all clear. If you commit a crime against someone, let's say, for example, assault and battery, that person can sue you for money in order to be compensated or made whole for what you did to them. That would be a civil lawsuit. Now, because assault and battery is also a crime, the state or prosecutors can also charge you for that exact same incident. And you can think of that as the state's way of being compensated or made whole for you violating state law. So civil makes the person whole, criminal makes the state whole, or is their way of holding you accountable for breaking their laws. And the reason that both of these things can happen over the same incident is because, let's say, for example, someone assaults you. You may have medical bills, therapy costs, lost wages, and other expenses all related to this one incident. And so if that person were to go to jail, that satisfies the state, but it does nothing for the medical bills, therapy costs, and lost wages that you're stuck with. And so for you to be compensated for what that person did to you, you can sue them for money. And the state still gets to punish them for breaking state law by charging them with a crime and then putting them in jail. You got it? So in this instance, Russell is suing Gervonta for what he did to her, and the state is charging Gervonta for breaking their law. So I'm going to reference Russell's civil lawsuit for the details of what's being alleged. According to the lawsuit, Russell and Gervonta had been involved romantically for about 5 months leading up to this incident. And in those 5 months, she says Gervonta had been abusive on multiple occasions. According to her, on September 2nd, 2025, he threatened to take her life for not responding to his calls and messages. And then on September 23rd of 2025, she says Gervonta accused her of cheating and then choked her in public at a restaurant. So now fast forward to the date of the incident, which is October 27th, 2025. Russell says Gervonta came to her job. She worked at a gentleman's club called Tootsie's, where she worked as a VIP cocktail waitress. And she says Gervonta grabbed her and then drug her through a stairway, through the kitchen, through the back entrance, all the way into the parking garage, where he allegedly grabbed, choked, pushed, pulled, and struck her in the back of her head. According to the lawsuit, when Gervonta left, he then texted her that he was on her way to her house, which she understood to mean that he was coming to continue abusing her. Russell says this incident, plus Gervonta's continued verbal, physical, and psychological abuse, has caused her to seek medical treatment, therapy, and assistance with daily living. Remember what I said about those personal costs a victim may incur? That would be these. And so Russell is suing Gervonta for battery, which in a basic sense is the act of harming someone, aggravated battery, which is a more serious version of battery. And she says this is necessary because Gervonta is a professional boxer. So him using his hands to harm someone should not be considered the same as a regular everyday person using their hands to harm someone. She's also suing for false imprisonment, kidnapping, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. So that's the civil side. Now, on the criminal side, police say there is surveillance video that corroborates Russell's statements. And so they have charged him with attempted kidnapping, false imprisonment, and battery. And that is why there was a warrant for his arrest and why he was arrested. According to reports, Gervonta was exiting a retail establishment when law enforcement apprehended him. So he's currently in jail with a $16,000 bond. So those are the details as to why he was arrested. I'ma go before I say something that's not very neutral. Boxing super.
Again, like I said, I'm not mad. I don't even question why women don't just come out, because it's like, even for them to have like, you tell me y'all got this shit on camera, you still let this nigga out on a crackhead ass bond, and you can't sit here and tell me the nigga ain't a flight risk because the nigga avoided the police for 2 fucking weeks. They did 2 different press conferences for this nigga, sitting here telling him they looking for him, and he didn't even go turn. The crazy thing is he didn't turn himself in. They had to come and lock him up coming out of a store. He's just shopping like shit sweet. Like, nigga, you all over the news, everybody and their mother talking about you all on fucking social media, and you just out shopping like shit gravy. Man, get the fuck out of here, dog. Again, man, thoughts and prayers that any woman have to deal with those situations and you feel like you ain't got nowhere to go because the legal system is a fucking joke when it comes to these situations. Definitely thoughts and prayers that any woman is dealing with that. And I hope you find a way out, or find a way to, even if you got to take justice in your own hand. I'm not mad at it, because that shit would piss me off. Like, if I was this woman, I really would be pissed. I'm not even gonna hold you. It was one other thing before I got out of here that I wanted to sit here and talk about. It was this nigga getting over on these businesses. It was something right on top of my head that I was just about to sit here and say. Damn, I can't remember. Let me play this clip while I try to think about what I was.
So I just talked to a guy who reached out, who wants to get pre-approved for a multi-unit in Chicago. And he was telling me about his income. And part of his income is that he makes fake AI women and sells these women to brands to use for their marketing. So I was like, hey, walk me through how you do this. He's making about $3,000 a month in his part-time, in addition to his full-time job. So he said, there's all type of software you can do it with, but let's try ChatGPT. So pause the screen. Here's the prompt I used. He walked me through it. He said, just have it describe, just kind of a basic girl you want. This is a 25-year-old girl, African-American, Black, and Irish. And there she blows. She's good, right? She looks good. Totally fake. But now let's say I want her to stand in the parking lot during a Bears game, drinking my new energy drink, Cowboy Energy Drink. And there she is with her friends at the Bears tailgate. What are they drinking? Cowboy Energy Drink, right? Then over to gemini.google.com, upload the picture of the ladies. And I said, please make a commercial with these three ladies in the same scenery drinking this energy drink, Cowboy Energy Drink. Press go. And just like that.
Ready to rally. Let's go, Cowboy Energy.
And now I have a commercial, a short one for social media, with these great ladies drinking the Cowboy Energy Drink. He sells this to people on Fiverr, he says, all day long. And people don't know they can just do it them damn selves. Makes you glad you lived this long.
Well, you know how scary that is? For somebody who literally, he just made fucking 3 women who aren't real people and be able to turn them into make fake people to sit here and sell his product at a place they wasn't even at.
That's AI.
Nigga, that's scary as shit. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. Like, I don't know how many people don't get what that is, but dog, you gotta think about how crazy. Screw them selling a product, especially for just people out here dating. And if you on one of these dating apps, or you even on social media and you flirting with somebody, you could be flirting with a whole fucking fake person. And he literally made the whole scenario like, hey, I want this woman to be black and Irish. I want her at a Chicago Bears game. And he took it from a picture and they turned it into a video. And in the video, they actually took a sip of the fucking drink. So imagine if a nigga on the other side, and this is just for all my horny niggas, imagine if you sitting here on, because I'm going to tell you how they really get motherfuckers on OnlyFans, because for people who not familiar, 9 times out of 10, when they be sending you them random DMs like, hey, daddy, you want me to make a custom video for you? It's a nigga running them pages. It might be their boyfriend. And some of them, I mean, if they not that smart, they may be running it on their own. But my whole point of it is a nigga could create a whole fake bitch and sit here and be doing a whole man, damn, it's an evil world we're coming into. But I guess before we get out of here, I guess the last conversation, that shit that was floating around on social media, I guess I would ask the people in it, and I mean, if y'all got a thoughts on it, y'all can give me your answer too. But what y'all gonna do with these Epstein files now? Like, do y'all like? To me, I'm just, and I may be unsensitive, I may be sounding crazy. I don't give a fuck about them. Because I don't even know what y'all gonna do with the information. Now y'all got this information, all these fucking documentaries. What I know y'all niggas ain't gonna fucking read. So you go off the headlines because they kind of already debunked the Jay-Z and Pusha T shit, where it was like, y'all niggas don't read. You see a name in the headline, you run with the headline and don't do your research. And that's a sad thing for people with podcasts or people with blogs. Oh, hell yeah. Before we get out of here, and I gotta play this cast and that shit. Because that was one of the bigger finesses for the young people. Oh man. So basically, for people who don't know of you, because I mean, of course, I'm sure some of y'all too old to even give a fuck about what Castanet got. But of course, on his way of sitting here saying that he didn't want to, he wanted to stop streaming or whatever case may be. He was trying to fall back from streaming. He wanted to start his own clothing line. He even had a video that was going viral with him talking to Laura Roach. And people don't know who Laura Roach is. Laura Roach is a huge person, a huge call it a fashion. He's a stylist. I want to say like the biggest person he ever styled was, I want to say like his go-to person was Zendaya, and he styled, you know what I'm saying? So he heavy in the fashion. I believe he was on one of them Tyra Banks shows or something as well. And he casting that sat down with him and they was talking about, him building his own clothing brand or whatever the case may be. So with that already being said and out in the world, basically somebody finessed a bunch of kids thinking that it was Castanet selling his clothes, or already started his clothing line. The whole time it wasn't, but it was a bunch of blog pages that also kept picking up the story. So realistically, of course, how would niggas know that this really ain't his clothing line if all the blog pages is picking it up and they running with the story like, oh, this is really him, Kyle really already started his clothing line. Oh, let me sit here and go. And the crazy thing is, I'm not gonna lie to you, the jackets was kind of fire, but they were super cheap. So I'm kind of like, that do kind of seem a little bit fishy, but it ain't seem super fishy, but it was kind of like, and they were like, like leather jackets. They kind of remind you a little bit of like a Pele jacket. So it was like, or an Avarex jacket. So it's kind of like, yeah, maybe that price was a little bit too cheap for it to be that type of jacket. But for the fact that it wasn't him and it was a fake clothing junk.
The Kai clothing brand almost being sold out is what I would say if he actually dropped clothes. You guys are getting scammed by a fake website. And they already deleted the website, bro. Y'all let a fake website take y'all money. It's not all y'all fault because these blog pages were posting it. It seems like y'all forgot that you would have got an email from the official website if clothes had dropped. This is some random page that somebody probably from another country created, and you guys have been giving your money to. Yo, this is crazy, bro. So a lot of y'all really pay $210, $160 for jackets that you're never gonna get. And even though I want to clown on y'all for actually believing this, it's the blog page's fault. They were reposting the website and all. Now some random dude just made a quick, easy 100K off y'all, probably more. 160 per person? I wonder how many of y'all actually paid that money. Oh my God, I feel so bad.
Yeah, and I mean that is one of the reasons why, again, when me and Marcus and I can tie this into the next conversation when we're talking about why I feel more comfortable with buying stuff off of TikTok and not Instagram, because any random person can just do, hey, I got this website I'm trying to get off. I can go run ads via Instagram, you know, whatever the case may be. And that's why I don't order shit off of Instagram. I literally only order stuff off the TikTok shop. And while we're talking about the TikTok shop real quick, the TikTok shop has sit here and changed its business model for shipping. So they're making basically, because I mean, if you order from some of these, and I'm not mad at TikTok for doing this, because realistically, I mean, y'all know I complained on here before about how sometimes it takes super long to get some of the stuff you order. Some of it comes super fast, and those may be the people that TikTok already got some of the stuff in stock, and they are controlling how the stuff shipped out. So from that, but starting, what is this, February 25th, TikTok will sit here and make anybody who's in business with them doing a TikTok shop, you will have to have product, and you have to send the product through their mailing system. So basically, they're going to want you to realistically want you to have the shit on stock. So when people order it, TikTok can take a, you know what I'm saying? They could be the ones mailing it out and having, you know, like, and be able to hold their self accountable for these products. Cause I'm sure realistically, if I ordered a product and if I'm ordering it through TikTok, TikTok is the one who got to reimburse me my money if the fucking product don't ever come. Cause I done had some shit. I only had like maybe 2 things that never came. I want to say it was like it's not called Fear God. What is it called? It's called Godspeed. And I want to say they had like some shirts on sale before I ordered them, and the shit never came. And it wasn't nothing crazy. Like the shirt was like $11. I don't even know how much Godspeed stuff costs for real. I'm sure I think it's probably made like in the 90s or $100. So maybe $11 t-shirt probably should have been on my fault anyway. But realistically, it never sent. But I seen some people, their stuff obviously must have came because I've seen people make videos in the shirts. So that's what made me order. Like, oh, all right, that quality looks sweet. The shirt on sale for $11. Let me sit here and order it. But it never came. But so TikTok had to reimburse me that money. So I'm sure realistically TikTok is trying to kind of, you know, nip it. That's small, but I'm sure if that happens over 100 times or happen 1,000 times or however much, especially with the tariff situations going on, I'm sure if I can nip that in the bud and make these people have to just sit here and already have basically damn near like a little mini warehouse through me, or already got some of these products on deck and I can mail them out, why not eliminate that headache? But I seen some, you know, like smaller businesses where they was kind of like, well, I kind of got to just pull out because I can't sit here and afford to leave some of these products just for TikTok, and they can just ship it off whenever the case may be, because realistically, what if that product don't sell and I'm missing out on whatever the case may be? So I kind of get it. I understand both sides. I understand for some smaller businesses, that's going to be too much for them. But then I do understand for TikTok, it's kind of like, all right, well, we was letting y'all mail the shit off on your own, and some of y'all was just fucking our customers over. We want to keep people buying from us. We don't want niggas to sit here and feel like, hey, I got finessed. And while we're talking about that and talking about shipping and stuff, Amazon has laid off, I want to say, between 16,000 to 30,000 employees, and a reason why that conversation besides people getting it's always fucked up when people get laid off, but to tie that into why it became such a big deal, because of course TikTok spent a lot of money on Melania Trump's, and of course that's Donald Trump's wife, her documentary, and I believe it came out in theaters and it did horrible in theaters, and there's even a story floating around where they were paying people on what's the name of that shit? It's not Backpage, but what's the other junk that people use? Craigslist. They was on Craigslist offering to pay niggas $50 to buy tickets and go into the movie theater and actually watch the movie. Which is kind of like, you can't. Is it a movie you think somebody could pay you $50 to sit here and watch?
It might be a couple of movies, yeah.
You said how much?
$50.
$50? Yeah, I gotta actually watch it.
I mean, you got to sit in the movie theater.
Oh, yeah, I'll take it. Mm-hmm. Sign me up for that.
For a 2-hour movie?
I'm going to sleep.
You said you don't actually have to watch it.
Yeah, like I go sleep in the movies anyway. So, yeah, hell yeah. I take that 50. Get my best naps.
And of course, and I seen people picking up on how, and of course they was comparing it to how Variety wrote up on this movie because of course it's doing horrible because people are not running to the movie theater to go see it.
Life story about it?
I guess I don't fucking know, like a documentary, John. And that's again why I'm like, all money ain't good money. Because I even paid attention to, I seen like the Neighborhood Talk like posted it. It seemed like it was like a paid ad. I'm like, there's some shit you can't pay me to sit here and just be like promoting. And maybe some people feel like I'm promoting. I feel like my audience and not me talking about it and bringing up like the conversation behind it. This ain't me promoting that movie. I don't think nobody listening to the sound of my voice right now thinking about, oh, let me go check out this Melania Trump fucking documentary. Like, yeah, that's a fucking reach. But again, I think the reason why the story became a big story because people were sitting here like, damn, Amazon got all this money to sit here and put in to fund this fucking movie, but you sitting here firing people and cutting back on jobs where you could have took that money on a movie that's going to fucking flop and you could have kept these fucking employees because I'm sure you're not paying these. I want to say they said it took like $40 million to sit here and make it promote this movie, and I want to say they spent like $35 million in realistically just on the promo. So I'm sure you even firing those 30,000 people, those 30,000 people wasn't even going to equivalent to probably half of that fucking money. So it's kind of like, damn, it's fucked up.
I think they firing them because they're trying to move to a lot of automated.
Yeah, I seen that as well. Oh my, how the fuck did I get this far in the episode? Oh my God, I apologize to myself and I apologize to everybody in Houston, Texas. Rest in peace to Michael Watts.
I meant this when we was talking about what's the name.
And I had this, and I got this literally at the top of my fucking list, and I do not know how I got this far in the episode, and I forgot to sing and say this. Rest in peace to Michael Watts. And then just for me, is somebody just one of my, like, because we such in a go. I told y'all before, I had a Mike Jones jersey. So that let y'all know how big of a Swisher House fan I was. Man, rest in peace to Michael Watts. And he died at a way younger age than the people. And maybe that's why I forgot, because the other people we were talking about earlier in the episode, they are older. And he was only 50. How old is Michael Watts? Yeah, he was 52 years old. Rest in peace to Michael Watts. Dog.
He had a stuff on the on Apple. I know he said like on his actual website, but yeah, nothing on.
Because I mean, you gotta think about a lot of their music was like freestyle shit. Until, I mean, like, you think about some of their bigger stuff, like a lot of the Swisher House Jones was them niggas freestyling over other people's beats, them chopping and screwing
Mike Jones joined on there.
I mean, because that's Mike Jones' album, though. All of their albums on there. Mike Jones' album on streaming platforms, Paul Wall Jones. I'm talking about as like an actual group project, like the Swisher House collab. I mean, like the collabo albums or mixtapes. They was mixtapes.
But I'm saying he been doing like a lot of other people's albums now, and I see like even certain people got chopped and screwed albums on there. So that's why I'm just like,
they was done by Michael Watts though.
No, they wasn't done by Michael Watts. That's why I'm just surprised he didn't put his stuff up there.
But some of those Joneses put like done by those people actual albums. Like who did? I know what you're talking about. Like I know like artists themselves put out like chopped and screwed versions of their album, but somebody whoever probably did it, and it's probably just on their jump. Because think about it, when niggas do beats. If you go to like, let's say somebody like Hit-Boy, every song he ever produced ain't on his Apple Music page neither though. So it's a little bit different. Like if it's not under your project most of the time, or you not like a.
But that's why I'm saying. But I don't see how you would get in trouble. You're chopped and screwed. It's not the original. It's whenever he did those songs, it wasn't the same order as it is on the album.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the rules to that shit. I mean, I think of course realistically and that's again, shout out to J. Cole. I will give J. Cole credit for that. Like I just love the way he's making people to go to his actual website. Like that shit to me is fire. Like for you to sit here and say, I'm not putting my shit up on none of these streaming platforms. I'm gonna have niggas go to my website. And I do think a lot of people should start to look into that. I mean, we talked about that even with T.I. with the movie, especially for what I like about J. Cole, because his shit is you pay whatever you want, but you gotta think about it. I don't even have to set a crazy price. You know why? Because what if I get 1 million people come in? Even if I get 1 million, I did a full song EP. If I get 1 million people just to pay $1, I made $1 million off of freestyles, 4 freestyles.
Yeah. And you did the smart way where you said, hey, you want the album paid $15 extra and you get this exclusive.
Yeah, shout out to J. Cole. I ain't gonna lie to you. I respect anybody who, and while we talking about shout outs to J. Cole and somebody kind of doing it their own way and kind of creating their own path before we got out of here, shout outs to Lil Russell. Lil Russell is, I mean, I feel like if you on social media and you ever use any hashtags or you search up any hip hop topics, I'm sure Lil Russell has found a way to come down your timeline with just different ways that he promotes his music. Oh yeah, they came out this weekend. Yeah, I did like that joint a little bit. Who was that? Who was on that song with him? Who was that? It was him and since we talking about it, who was on that song with him? It was LaRussell and Lil Jon. I'm from the Bay. Yeah, I like that song. I like that John. That John was about. Yeah, shout out to LaRussell. And he will be performing. I want to say he doing with the outside tailgate at the Super Bowl. So again, shout out to LaRussell. That's a man for him to be like
from the Bay.
From not fuck for where he from, just from how like he just realistically.
That's big. I mean,
no. But what I'm saying is no. I'm talking about
underground
because he like nigga. He is the definition of independent and underground. That's what I'm saying. Like him being from the Bay is cool, but I'm just sitting here saying like how he literally like during the pandemic, the world shut down, and realistically, only people who was kind of really doing that series of what he was doing like in the backyard or in their garage was a lot of comedians. Like a lot of comedians was doing that at that time, especially in California, because their rules was probably like some of the like they were super strict on their rules about allowing people to gather up and be able to go to like live functions and stuff. So for him to be able to pull that off in his backyard while like other comedians was doing it, like Dave Chappelle was doing that shit in Ohio or whatever the case may be, and then there were other. I want to say Kev on stage said he was doing stuff like that, like in a garage or something. So for LaRussell to kind of take all of that, like that little stuff that they was doing in the comedian circle, and for him to build up his own platform in his actual backyard of where his parents live at, like that shit to me is so fire. Like I don't give a fuck where you from and you do something like that. From him to build that up and him to be able to record the whole entire process. And shout outs to Kyrie, because I don't think we even talked about Kyrie is a real nigga for that. Kyrie bought one of his albums, and Kyrie again when we talk about people being on the right side of history, nigga, Kyrie Irving will always, I'm talking about from supporting the WNBA players during the pandemic, the ones who didn't want to go play in the bubble, he sit here and paid their salary for him sitting here putting money in the HBCUs, him sitting here just always being on the right side of fucking history. Man, shout outs to fucking Kyrie Irving. But again, Kyrie Irving paid $11,000 because the same way like J. Cole got his thing, you can pay whatever you want for a project. And LaRussell put out his pay as you know, pay whatever you want for an album. And Kyrie Irving paid $11,000 for that. Man, shout outs to Kyrie Irving. Again, shout outs to LaRussell. If you looking for a blueprint on how to do anything, building something up from scratch as an independent, whatever you got going on, LaRussell is somebody. If you see a LaRussell interview, he always do great interviews and he gives out a lot of fucking free game. Like for somebody to not like, and that's again why I don't fuck with the numbers thing. Because LaRussell don't got no super crazy big hit record. If you probably go look on his YouTube channel, he don't do crazy numbers like NBA Youngboy or no shit like that. But for him to build up his platform and to him to never gatekeep the information and he kind of hand walking people through his step by step and telling people what he's doing. Because realistically, you could give people the game because he just the same way like Kev on stage do this shit. Most people don't have the work ethic to actually do what I'm telling you that I'm doing. So again, man, shout out to LaRussell. That shit is so fire, dog. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a huge fan of just the way he built his stuff. Like I'm not about to make it like all his music for me. That new song he put out with Lil Jon is definitely a bop. So I'm going to appreciate that. But just his business model and his work ethic, you gotta fucking get that nigga. That's the chef's kiss and take your hats off to that.
When you talk about like Kyrie doing that, like would that be like a reason for you like to get like a tattoo? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he donated something like that, if he did that to you, like...
if I had, like, tattoos?
Yeah, like, would that be like, damn, like, nah, I'm really a fan of his.
Fuck yeah. How can you not be?
Yeah, okay.
Like, I ain't even gonna lie to you. And I mean, shit, if that was me and Kyrie spent 11 bands on me, nigga, I'd fucking around every time I perform for at least a couple of weeks, I would have me a Kyrie Irving jersey on. Or some Kyrie shoes. And again, when we even talked about the TikTok shop, shout outs to Kyrie and what's the name of the company we would call it? Answers. Dog, they was on doing, I mean, I just was kind of tapped out of spending like money on sneakers at that time, but he was on the TikTok shop and they had their shoes on sale for like 65.
No, that's how much they go.
Oh, I ain't know that. I just seen him on the TikTok shop for 65.
Not the actual basketball shoes, but the
no, he had the actual basketball shoe on there for 65.
Was it his joints? Or
no, it was his. It was the Kyrie joints. Like, nigga, I was about to buy them. I just bought too many shoes already at that time. I was just like, I'm not buying no more shoes. But nigga, them shits was on sale for 65. I literally had them shits in my shopping cart like 2 or 3 different times. And I was just talking myself out of not buying them because I'm like, dog, you done bought too many shoes that you ain't even wore yet. But again, like I said, man, shout out to fucking Kyrie Irving, dog. I've been a Kyrie fan, but just the way he is as a man and the stuff he stands for off the court, that shit is even better than what he do on the goddamn basketball court. I pretty much feel like, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's pretty much it. I don't think I got too many. I don't think I got anything else for the week. What was this?
saw this post today about how, like, in platonic. I saw this post today about how, like, in platonic opposite sex relationships, it's not really beneficial to the guy in the friendship. And if he's a decent, good man, he has to do a lot more in the friendship. Hold on. Like, for example, a guy friend calls his girlfriend. Maybe he might ask you to put him on with somebody. You need to check him sometimes about dumb stuff that he's doing. Maybe there's like little things you can help him with if y'all are both single, whatever the case is that he can't do on his own or whatever. Just things that women are just better at, right? But as a homeboy, like as being a male friend to a woman that you genuinely care about, it's like having a little sister. I gotta make sure that you're safe, you ate, you get stuck on a road somewhere, I gotta come get you, or make sure that you get home, you move in, I gotta come help you move. They have a lot more to deal with as a homeboy than we do as women being a homegirl. And I just think that was so funny. But the way that he described it was like literally like having an annoying ass little sister. Like,
do y'all agree with this? When she said it, it kind of made sense. I'm like, damn, like that is true. Because like, let's say if a nigga get a flat tire, he can't call his like, let's say if this is supposed to be like his best friend and she a female, he can't call her and she coming to change his fucking tire. But if it's the opposite, if it's on the opposite way and a homegirl, she catch a flat, she call her best friend and he a male, she is expecting this nigga to come and help her.
Mm-hmm.
So when she said that shit, I was like, yeah, she kind of got a point with that one. It was one more. Where was the joint about the bad niggas was out of it's just like hold on.
I don't mean this in an offensive way at all, I swear to God. But I feel like I see an attractive man like once every 30 men that I see. I see a bad bitch everywhere I go.
Somebody said this to me and asked if it's because the girls are gay. And although I do think that's funny, I think that's only about 25% of what's going on here. I think the other 75% comes from what we consider a bad bitch versus an attractive man. Now, what we consider a bad bitch are typically things that can be bought over the course of like one weekend, a maintenance day, so to speak. And so they can buy the hair, we can buy the nails, we can buy the lashes, we can buy the Fashion Nova fit that makes us look like we're worth $500 and go out looking like a bad bitch. However, for men, what we consider an attractive man is typically a man that has a whole bunch of money, which he has to work hard to get, a man that has a nice physique, which he has to work hard to get, a man that is respectable and has power, so to speak, which are all things that take time. Girls can look like a bad bitch, give them $300 in a few hours. Men have to work to be attractive men. That's the difference.
I don't mean this.
All right, I'll holler at y'all each and every Tuesday, right back here. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend and tell another friend. You also can find the show on YouTube. I want to just say thank you again for just another week, another day. I'll holler at y'all next week. I'll see y'all next Tuesday. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell another friend. And shout outs again. Shout outs to Kendrick Lamar. He cleaned up again. That's 2 Grammy Award shows and 2 Grammy Award shows back-to-back years where he literally damn near did a whole fucking sweep. So again, shout outs to Kendrick Lamar.